All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And first of all, how are you guys and how have you been? Because we are going to start off with our weekly scrims, and this is going to be obviously, it nobody likes the weekdays, but this is going to be the Monday scrims. My name is Solski. I will be a caster for this game number one, match number one, best of three series. And I will be a caster for this game number one, and joining by my side is none other than the GOAT, Asuya. How are you, Asuya? So, first of all, how are you and are you excited for this match?
Yep, I am excited and yep, I am good. I hope you're also good. You're back safe. And, we'll be moving on to the draft phase pretty soon. But right now, I do see one new team. Team Gravenoise, though. They
So,
have been
who's
with us
next?
since I think a few weeks ago. But the other team is kind of new. So, really excited to see what the other team has to offer for today.
All right, yes, I think the other team is the Dark Hawks. So I love the name to be honest, because the Dark Hawks, even though the Hawks are such cool birds,
A punch
and if
for a
you put some
punch.
dark into their initials, it just makes them more like of an aura farming kind of team.
Different
But
perspectives
Asuya,
expose the
I love the
same
fact
truth.
that, and
3,
also
2,
before
1.
I state you the fact, but I am loving this meta, man. Come on, like this is such a goated meta. Anything works here, and also I love the fact that both of the teams has gone for straight away banning out. Oh, am I seeing a sun? Okay, before the sun, I love the fact that they banned out the tanks, because in this meta, this Atlas and this Belrix are making waves. Sun, man, I just know what kind of trauma. I just know what kind of trauma this guy has been through, because Sunban is actually, I think you pretty much know us. We are like how it is very difficult to face against Sunro.
Yeah, syndrome is kind of really annoying. Like you'll just blink your eye, he's like pushing somewhere, and you blink your eye again, he's just on to you, right? Especially if you're
Bound
the
by
marksman or the
heaven's
mage, he'll just
mandate,
one tap you
my
towards the late
legacy
game,
shall
and it doesn't
endure.
even it don't even have to be the mage or the marksman. Even if you are something tanky, the DHS and the Trinity onto the sun just melts even tanks towards the late game.
Yes, and I think nowadays teams are focusing on a lot. I would say on the early game parts, because the early game aggression just defies the what do you call it, momentum of the games. Meanwhile, Darkhawks opted out for the Hirara first pick, and giving out the Hera into the first, you have the opportunity to pick out the Idora as your first mage priority, because why not? The supercharge and superconductor is actually such an valuable resources to melt down, even burst down tanky heroes. But no, they will opt out for Tigger Rail. Going for, I would say, standard and comfy picks. I would love to see an Idora right there, because you don't have to pick Leng. Oh my god, God against Irara. Not a good start. Not a good start, in my opinion.
I mean, God is
I
pretty
didn't
strong,
cure the
and
pain.
his nerf is also
I
incoming
harnessed
pretty
it.
soon. But then again, against the Hirara, she's kind of immune. She has a lot of mobility, so
I
God might
might
not
not
be the
be a
best pick.
lighted
And
man,
just like you
but I
mentioned,
do
I
know
think
my trades.
Aurora was I think a bit more safe here, a pick. But then right now we have a Cobra. It's been so long. I always wonder that even though we have an assassin meta coming at this point, we have Ling, we have Irara, we have so many squishies coming back, but yet Kufra, I don't see him much on the weekly scrim, so yeah, kind of happy I would say being a
You know,
Kufra.
yeah, this is the reason that I love this meta. Anything works nowadays. Even I think I will not be surprised, because I think Saber has also been picked into the MSC against Link. So at this point, I think anything works. And loving the fact they have gone for this Valentina
Come
just
on,
to get that
Dexter.
Mystic
It's our
Gush onto their hands. But
showtime.
I think they could have gone for Idura instead. But no, why not Idura, man? Come on.
Still
They're banning out the
waters
Cloud.
run deep.
Can ban out the Melissa or the Ling. Okay,
Let
this is
them
the
play the
Ling. Don't
hero.
want to give up the jungler, but I
I will
think
be the
Barats might be the jungler.
Chivalry
Hey,
is
or maybe a
dead,
flex pick.
and I
And
will
EXP
revive it.
Barats is kind of meta
I am
nowadays. So I think
vengeance
EXP might be the
incarnate.
Barats. Okay, going opted out for this Moscow against the Hirara. I think Moscow against Hirara workable enough, but there's too much dive, and Moscow is actually weak against too much dive. I think any marksman is weak against too much dive. So I think Melissa is going to be I would say on paper, very much good against this Moscow onto the laning phase, as well as I think Barats. Melissa can melt down the Barats. Can opt out for Brody, but Barats is just too tanky for Brody, in my opinion.
You know what else can
Now
work?
you
I
lead the
think
way to the
Leslie's
next.
kind of a perfect
Experience the
counter.
euphony of
The first skill
suffering.
Holy.
camouflage just counters out the Moscow, but we have a Granger incoming. It's been quite some time since I have seen a Granger after the nerf he received. But yep, after he gets that level 4 spike, I think even before the level 4, Moscow will be kind of suffering against the Granger. Depends on how good your team is, how much they are rotating towards your lane. Right now, we also have a Sora pick incoming. I think so. That Valentina pick was kind of an early preparation for this Sora.
I
Because,
mean,
nowadays you even see Valentina on the EXP.
yeah, I mean, that can be the possible, I would say, plan up for Team Darkhawks, but still, Sora against this Barrage in EXP. Martis. I still don't know who is going to be the jungler, to be honest, but I'm still hoping that Barat's going to be the EXP because nowadays he is going to the EXP. I'm pretty much surprised your Idora is not picked. Ling is got, I mean, not prioritized into the first picking phase. Kind of, I would say it is could have worked against this. This Link could have worked against this against Idora. It could have worked wonders because you got that, the wall mountain ability, the Temperature Blade. But here we are
Five
into the
seconds
land
till
of
the
dawn.
enemy
Just we are
reaches the
talking about it, and
battlefield.
it is going to be best of
Smash
three
them!
series in this Algambo scrims between Team
Ultimates
Darkhawks and
deployed!
Team Gravenoise. Me, Solskjaer, I will be a caster for this game number one of the best of three series along with Asuya. And we are going to kick off this game as both of the junglers will straight away go, okay, this is quite, I would say, a ballsy move coming in from the jungler of Team Darkhawks. Here, okay, never mind, going for that goblin. Both of these junglers. Okay, one opted for the gold lane rotation, another one opted for I think EHP lane rotation. So kind of workable enough. And we can see Kufra. Okay, I'm not pretty much, into this Kufra helping out the jungler because you're pretty much losing a lot of EXP into the mid lane.
Yep, you are, but I think the Hirara was planning to steal away some jungle from the enemy. I think the other, at least the Kukra, should have come and helped. But it is what it is. Then again, I really love Team Darkhawk's draft for now because Hirara can dive in. Kufra is one of those tanks who will definitely dive in. Valentina also has a lot of dashes. She can also dive in, and Granger with the ultimate can follow up. So I think pretty strong when it comes to synergy. But we already have this. Look at the Mortist and the Flicker coming up. Hirara might be in some trouble. Gets sandwiched between three people. Kufra jumps in, but the save is kind of a bit late. And look at the poke coming in from behind. Four member already ganking up. And this is what I was saying. So I think Team Gravenoise has been a pretty strong team, especially Mario Biscuit. I think his mage, whatever he plays, pretty good. I would say.
Mary Biscuit, I think he is actually quite, I would say, famous with the name. And also, that was such a good rotation coming from this Kumar TZ. Like, not a Kumar gameplay, but a Kumar, like a good gameplay coming from this Kumar TZ. However, we can see a possible engaged guy Razu right there from Mirara. But have to fall back for now. Nobody was there. For now, the turtle is going to be up, and the first turtle is up. And I think for this turtle, I think Team Gravenoise, if Martis is able to, never mind, there's a Tyrant's Revenge on Kumar TZ. And there is a possible Detona's welcome onto that crew for probably getting a lot of damage. You can see into the back line. They're going in for Flicker, Heaven's Fury onto the god. And there will be a mage from Mage straight up from both the side of the team. There is the Decimation, but I think now that he doesn't have the Decimation for now. And this time, Kumar TZ onto the backside will take care of it. Sora. Team fight, won by Team Gravenoise.
I would say pretty good. Okay, Hirara goes in with the dive. The first kill steals away the turtle, but Barat's just taking her back again. She does have the combo, cannot really use it enough because she gets sandwiched. But pretty good steal coming in from the Hirara, who was kind of a bit behind in the levels. I think pretty impressive. But right now, Team Gravenoise has a very strong early. They have a Martis, they have a God, they have a Barat, they even have a Tigreal. The only late gamer, the late bloomer they have is the marksman, which is not even needed towards the EXP fight as for now. So I think pretty even. And just look at the goal difference isn't much either. It's like almost similar, even though they did manage to grab some kills on the turtle.
Yeah, that turtle comes in handy, but into the gold lane side, I think Granger is winning out the lane because he has a range advantage. But as I mentioned, okay, never mind. There will be Tyrant's Race Revenge and Daytona's welcome from the IMU coming in from the Valentina and Daytona's welcome from Kumatizi himself. They should run away. Close call from the side of Team Gravenoise. However, good try, Darkhawks. Into the bottom lane side, going for that, I would say, gold shield. And again, need to see itemization. And as I was saying, Asuya, that Team Darkhawks, they need to, somehow manage that Martis, decimation. Because if they are not able to manage that, I think the team fights will be won by Team Gravenoise because they have that early game, as you mentioned. The only late game is the God and and that Moscow. Again, itemization wise, I think I didn't see anything I would say unusual. So far, so forth. I haven't. Okay, there will be the Sky Piercer with the Fury Hammer, and I think Under Strike for Hirara. There is a Tigreal going in for Dormice, and there is the God going for the anti heal. Okay, Molten Essence. First item prioritization. Not a War X from Kumatizi. Good choice, but the Molten Essence to clear the waves. That's also good choice. And as you mentioned, Asuya, that Gravenoise, they are a very experienced team, and I can see that.
Yeah, but we can already see with those rotations and the way they always synergize. Like there's always at least four people diving in together. So yeah, there is the experience card coming up. But right now for now, like they have a very good early, but at the same time they have a very strong late too. They have a Moskov, they have a Barat. Barat is very tanky. And of course even the Tigreal will be way too much tanky. And I don't know if the Martis is going for a complete damage build or will he go for a hybrid build. I would say let's just assume he's going for a hybrid build,
Sky
right?
Piercer.
So towards the late game, they already have kind of three tanks. Meanwhile, Team Hawks, they just have a Granger. They have
Yes.
a Sora, but I don't really think that a Sora can actually be melting three tanks towards the late game. So Granger really needs to, stack up that Sky Piercer. Or if the game goes a bit late, they might have some issues because I think Hirara, even though she is good, but I still see, I think she doesn't have enough damage to take out es- like at least the tanks towards the late game.
Yeah, I mean, you have that Mycenae, and as well as you have your twin fans. I think I saw. I don't know the name. I think it is called Twin Fans, and one more name was there. But yeah, the Twin Fans. You have that Mycenae plus the combination from both the side. Like when you once you drafted Mycenae to your Twin Fans and Twin Fans to Mycenae, that combo. One is like immobilized. That gives you a little bit of damage. But I think as you mentioned, it all comes down to that Granger. But I think we are leaving Valentina out of the picture. Valentina is also gives out as a good, I would say, consistent damage, but just need that, what do you call it, that itemization, need that divine glaive, need that anti-heal for the first item prioritization, as well as I think even that wishing lantern. So as you mentioned, that heavy responsibility is onto the shoulders of this Granger. Let's see what happens. You mentioned it very correctly, Asuya. Second turtle is up, and I think might be able. They just need to deal with that decimation coming in from the Martis. There is a charge up from the Tyrant's Revenge right there.
We do see some. Okay, the Martis manages to grab onto the turtle, but look at the dive in onto the backline of the Sora. The flicker being forced away from the god uses up the first skill just to stun away, but the Tigreal left all alone between four members, and with this, even the Moscow is out of the picture. And what's the surprising fact is like Kumati, they didn't join this turtle fight. They just decided to trade it off with the macro with the first tier from the bot lane, but the Hirara timing in for the Martis. Don't think so. But then again, they do have a Cobra.
Man, I mean, Mortal Coil is really working well against the Tirara. I need to try that out in rank. Like, that's a good thinking coming in from Gravenoise. And as you mentioned, didn't didn't join the team fight Kumatizi, but still manages to get some good trade-offs with Team Gravenoise. Into the top lane, they will be fighting mid lane. They got a mid lane structure. There is a possible Stormbind possibility. There is a Thunder Form from the Sora, and a Mystic Gush from the backside, just decimating this Sora. And there is a dash from the Tigreal again. Mystic Gush coming in this time from Valentina. I am you. Might go for the decimation, and I think that will be a blunder and a shutdown that is going towards that Granger. Which has a Sky Piercer by the way. For the two stacks is up, and there is a Mycenae combo from that Hirara. Have to fall by just giving out some damage.
Say a pretty good entry for the Granger into the team fight. I think he has 30 stacks of the Sky Piercer at this point. So yep, going after the Moscow should stay away from the wall, but he does have help. He does have the Kofra, also the Valentina, trying to just provide some help, but in the bot lane it is 2 versus 1. The board though coming from the back lines, and he manages to grab onto one. Stun connects up. The board also comes up for the help. And I think a lot of damage and the flicker being forced away from our dinosaur needs to back off for now.
Yep, and I think that the game is going back and forth, but the map openness. If you look from the sidelines, I think Team Gravenoise won, but into the mid lane turret, the most important one, into the early game. Tier 1 structure falls down from the hands of Darkhawks. So that is going to give a lot of map openness for the side of Team Darkhawks. They just need to, have that opportunity to use that map, I would say, openness into their advantage, because Kufra needs that opening to use that Iron Phrase Revenge, the third turtle of the game. Turtle Dance is already there, multi point has been used, Mystic Injection is there also for the tile. There is a Sora going to the back lines.
Managed to move on, take away the guard, a lot of stuns, and of course it's an easy kill for the Granger onto the Tigreal, but then into the backlines the guard has also been decimated, and with this a double kill for Ripper as the Sky Piercer keeps getting stacked up, and 1 versus 4, the Martyrs trying to move out of the situation as it starts kill onto Hirara with the decimation, and look at the Moscow left all alone, need to hurry up with the recall, bro, don't. Okay, I think he might be getting sandwiched out there. He should have forced that recall as soon as possible. But of course, it is a Moscow after all. Diving into a Moscow inside a turret might be a bad thing for them. But Valentina goes in. The flicker being forced up once again. The Sora goes on and Mystic Gush coming in. And with this, it is a Sora who dives in for Mario Biscuit. But it is a trade for a trade as the Moscow goes in against for that Sora. I think pretty even trade at that point.
Darkhawks could have played that better if only this, I would say, Valentina, the Yaduvir guy, just gave out a little bit of damage because he had that flicker to escape. But you know what? That was a good trade. A fighter for a marksman. A side laner, I would say, a EXP laner for a gold laner. So I think that's a good trade-off into the favor of Team Darkhawks. And again, as I was mentioning, you just need to deal out, okay, into the top lane. SOD connects, getting a lot of damage. This Moscow. And again, early game wise, I think Granger has got the snowball now, and the funnel strategy is actually working in favor of Team Darkhawks. You just need to, feed more stacks to this Granger, because he's now going to melt away anyone that comes in his Rhapsody and that, that Sonata. Meanwhile, you can see there's a Myson. He can get caught off guard. There's no passive for Hirata.
Oh, the Mystic Gush with 2 men knocker coming in. The ball farm also have. And with this, Valentina trying to trade it off with another Mystic Gush into the backline. We do have the Moscow trying to create some kills, but it will be Sekis falling down. The Kufra just goes behind him, and a monster kill secured by Ripper as 1 ult, 1 Sky. And I mean, at this point, it's really hard, but the coming up once again, the Hirara and the Valentina trying to follow up, but it is not really enough. Well, that's the issue, you really want the activeness. I think a lot of mobility when you are playing with a Kufra.
Yeah, I mean, only if the synergy was there, that could have been a goated play. But Kufra's play was justifiable. Just little light flicker from that Valentina. But you know what? Lord will be secured by Team Darkhawks. SOD didn't connect anyone. A concealed play. Might go for an implosion play. The Stigler might be looking for some implosion play. There will be the Sky Piercer. And I'm pretty much confused why the Sky Piercer from the God. In the top lane, quite alone. Getting the retribution. You slow down. And there might be the Space right there, and Mystic Injection as well, and followed by Mystic Gush. And oh my god, that was just a blunder coming in from Darkhawks.
Definitely, the Ranger should have moved away. He thought that they were alone, but he just got sandwiched between 3 members. And of course, it's also the late game, right? You need to be careful of the Moscow at this point, especially never stick to the walls when there is a Moscow, because it just hurts, man. But with this, they did manage to get the first slot. But since it is the first slot, I think it's easy melt for Gravenoise. They have a God, they have Moscow. They have plenty of lane clearing potential at this point. But the teams are gathering up once again. We might see something. There is one thing that the Sora is an absolute nightmare for the God. He always dives in for the God, just zones him away really hard from those team fights. And I think that's what the God or even Team Gravenoise need to look out for, because God is one of the major damage dealers which they have available to them. But if Sora goes in first for the setup, just like we saw, he went in with the cloud form, gave some crowd control. At that point, God was literally free hitting, and there was a lot of damage, but
that is going to be into the backside. That is going to be the torrent from the Sora. Might look for the storm into the backside. There will be the stuck Daisy. And no, Moscow falls down. Decimation was there, but the good egg is played. Double killed. It was welcome. Misses out with the flicker. Is enough to take care of that Ranger. 1 for 4 trade. Kumartis is only left, and I don't think so. And it might be a possible wipeout. Gravenoise might be in danger as this Komati is eating a lot of damage from this Yaduvir as well as Kabe. And there will be the Thunder form. Might go okay. Detona's welcome is there. Sora might be in 2 in, getting the kill of that Barrage. And again, Heaven's Fury. Mari Biscuit quite too low. Have to fall back for now. The Sora. But a good play coming in from Darkhawks.
I really love how the Sora is playing. He knows the priority and he just takes away the priority, and that's why we said that Aurora could have been a better option for them because God, of course, he has immense damage, is insane. His DPS is insane, but then again, only issue is mobility. The only issue is how he stands alone when he's so vulnerable in his ultimate. So I think Sora is doing a great job by removing the God from the team fight because he's the major damage dealer out there. And again,
Yep.
that implosion was also on point. Pretty good implosion. But then again, there is a lot of mobility in the hands of Team Darkhawk. They have a Valentina, they have Granger, they have literally a Kufra who can cancel what follows the implosion, right? He will not allow the Tigreal to dash away. So I think that's why I really love that draft. And at this point, since the funnel, the Skypiercer funnel is there in the hands of the Granger, and I think even the Hirara is kind of, dishing a lot of damage. She has the gold, enough gold for that. So I think Team Gravenoise really needs to maybe find the flanks, maybe wait for Team Darkhawks to make any mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a conceal, and it is the bottom lane side going for that far lane pressure. We can see Sekai is easy. Might look for someone that's going to be the Skypiercer proc out. SOD connects right there. And have to fall back. Meanwhile, Lord dances a bottom lane tier 2 structure falls down, might go for Inhib. And actually going for Inhib as well. This Moscow right there might be successful in doing so. That. Oh, nice.
I really loved how, they didn't even let them recall, especially, I think, the dinosaur. He was stopping them. But with this, Granger falls down. Double kill for the Martyrs as Cupra also falls down. And with this, we do have the Martyrs going in for the Valentina. But from behind the scenes, we do have the Moscow trying to find the flanks. Only Hirara, Valentina. So the Sora remaining. Sora trying to look for some backline plays. Just look at his positioning though. Goes in for the Martyrs with the ultimate. A lot of damage coming in onto him. But the Martyrs manages to move away. And with this, 2-man stun, 2-man knockout. A double kill for the Sora. And with this, just look at this amazing gameplay as the rest of the team follows up. The Hirara comes in, joins in along with the Moscow. A lot of damage coming up. And look at them. Look at the stun connecting onto 2 people as Darius as well as Valentina falls down. The SOD on point and is stuck onto the wall, and with this a triple kill for Minimind. What a gameplay! What a gameplay!
Kufra again might go. Oh no! No, Tyrant's Revenge. You should have gone for the push, but nothing. It doesn't matter now because the Lord will be on the top. And Tigreal just doing a good job to hold out that Lord. And look at that, man. The far end pressure is onto the side of Team Darkhawks. They will be having to deal with that far lane pressure because top lane inhib is down, but I think it's manageable because it is near the Lord. And there's the itemization, guys. And oh my god. Blunders after blunder from both the sides of the team. Not gonna say one team is doing better than the other. So again, this is kind of a matchup, like a Gojo versus Sukuna matchup kind of thing. And I can hear the Judas in my mind. So look at that. There is okay. I understand you have the fleeting time, but why the heck you haven't built that, what do you call it, anti-cuirass before that fleeting time? Because you just need only one set. Sorry.
Maybe he just wants to give stacks as much as possible because with the Tigreal you want more implosions.
No, he's just getting melted before that, implosions.
Yeah. But another question, Soul, is like Martis hasn't made even a single defense item.
He's just a baggy Martis, when I play with Moscow, have you seen Baggy in movie? So it is different from that. And if you are surprised, then I'm going to say it because Baggy has 4 parts. Yes, you heard it right. It has 4 parts. So it's basically like that. Just go all in. You have the decimation. You can melt out that even the Cupra as well. And again, itemization wise, I think Skypiercer is up for both Martis and this Ripper. Ripper, I think he might have around 40 stacks because he just died, I think, a couple of times after having that, 40 to 30, 70 stacks. Okay, there is Myson. Hirara is not having a good time in this match because I know my baby, I shouldn't say this, but he's just not playing like a hero assassin should. How you should play assassin into the bot lane. Talk about assassination. Minimind gets his hand onto that Sora. That is going to the 45. This is a Gravenoise call, and again might look for flicker fly right there.
Okay, inclusion might come up, but look at the Mystic Dash and Hirara also onto the back lines. A lot of stun connection, and the Green is trying to funnel up along with the ball, not letting our Ziggy move away. And with this, it is only Kumartizi tries to flicker away. Will be getting melted down with the Sky Piercer, but look at the Martis managing to grab onto the Lord. Meanwhile, just look at Minimind going in for the push. The recalls have been forced. Hirara comes in. She does have the immortality, gets moved away. Does have enough for now to save them, but will Moscow be able to push the Wind of Nature as well as the Rose Gold being dropped out? The Cupra going in for and he gets just pushed back. The dashes are there. Hirara still has a lot of dashes to reach near onto the Moscow, but then it is the Moscow after all. The Valentina, though, just look at the way she's trying to cross over just to take down. The immortality has been purchased, just taken down. She still tries to move away. A lot of heals coming up. And with the SOD into the backline, and with this, we do have the team coming in with the Barry Biscuit, with the Mystic Dash, and we have Minimind just moving away so easily.
He's not a Minimind now. He's a mastermind. I mean, holy man, come on. For a moment, I thought Valentina will take care of it. And, as I mentioned, Gojo versus Sukuna matchup. A blunder after blunders right there. Into the mid lane side, we will go for that base structure, going for the Tyrants of Range again. Nobody is into the mid lane, taking advantage of that distraction for the Lord. The bottom lane, base turret will falls down. Into the mid lane side, might go for a possible play. Kufra might look for something. There will be a lot of, I would say, damage from both sides. Need to look out for this Minimind because he is doing a fantabulous job. Now he has a far lane onto the top lane side. Hirara clearing out the waste, might go for an SOD Minimind because Hirara, I think, can solo out this Moscow, but still needs a lot of, I would say, a good combo one. She just needs that immunization into the right time. Would like to see some itemization again. All right. So, okay, Asuya, go ahead.
I mean, I think it is on point, and we finally have the Tigreal with the anti-Curious. I think even the Mortis should build the anti because I did see him getting shredded down by the Hirara. And of course, Hirara as well as one poke from the Granger is hurting quite a lot, so I think at least anti-Curious should be there, but he does have the Queen Swing, so I don't know, because they really need the... I mean, at this point, they really need the jungler not dying. But it is what it is, and with that, I think, from both the sides, we have the Minimind playing the goated calls. At the same time, we also have the Sora. I think both of these are the superstars of this show for now, I would say.
As I mentioned, Gojo was okay, never mind. Sekai's easy. As I mentioned, he has the Queen Wings. Will it be enough to help him survive? No! And Sekai is easy. Falls down, okay, into the bot lane side. Moscow, that is going to the Winter Crown. Unstoppable for this Moscow. There is the Kumartizi, and Moscow recalling. He sends it down to the top lane. Okay, there is the Kufra going in for the Tyrant's Revenge out of the gods. God able to flicker out. And Minimind. Okay, he is giving out a lot of damage. Might go for the Valentina. Never mind. And that was a very good recall coming in from the side of Gravenoise marksman. This Moscow.
A lot of trade-offs happening on every side of the map. It's like someone dies on top and then suddenly someone dies on the board. And I really love how Hirara wanted to dive in for the Moscow, but I think Moscow, it's a late game. It's really hard for assassins to catch on to a Moscow simply because his blink is kind of, he gets invincible when he blinks. He has a special blink, and of course the second skill is always there. He can push away anyone who's nearing, and of course it's a late game. It's really hard to kill, but meanwhile we do have the Mystic Gush coming on to Kumar. Easy, the immortality being propped away, but look at the behind the scenes. The Sora goes in, dives in once again, trying to take down God. Kumar easy, trying to fall down, but we have the Mari Biscuit, escaping pretty easily. The stuns might fall on point. The Kufa is also there for the zone. You will just look at Minimind, always constantly making that pressure onto the other side of the map with the split pushes.
Yes, that's a far line play coming in for the Moscow. Meanwhile, okay, Tyrant's Revenge on the two people. Sekai Stage just got caught off guard with that Kufra. Okay, again they are going in this year.
Yeah, but Martis needs to back off, does not really have enough defenses, but we do have the
Oh
god getting
my
caught off guard. A
god.
lot of the Guardian's Revenge gets missed up, and we do have the Valentino also
Hey,
moving away. The
Moscow.
wind being used up by the Granger, and with this he's trying to push people one
Moscow.
versus three. Okay, Moscow's
Holy.
trying to play the Koja thing there, but then
Hmm.
immortality being progged away, and unfortunately, no escape for him at this point. And with this, I think finally, Team Darkhawk they do have, one satisfaction that at least Moscow is out of the way.
Yeah, and that implosion from AMU, like such a good moral support coming in from Valentina right there with that implosion. So that's that's a long. If you think as he missed it, I think he missed it by intention. Okay, into the backline side, Sora.
So that's where the Mystic
Huh?
Dash comes in. Damage is
Oh,
dashed away, the mortality still
he
stands, but we have
survived.
the Kufra trying to just help him with the backup. The Valentina also trying to force up. With the follow-ups, they did manage to get the Lord. Now all they have to do is give proper sync. Do not clear the mid lane. Why are they clearing the mid?
Holy, Sora survived. Mystic Gush wasn't on point. Into the mid lane side, there might be a possible engage Mysonni from that Rara. And this time there's a stack of 67 stack implosion.
Okay, a lot of damage onto the backline. The Martis goes in
Martis.
with the Hooper really can't stop him, but the heart being kind of
Oh,
wasted out. The
let's go.
hero also dives in for him, and of course, seconds will be falling. But look at the SOD comes in, and Ripper gets shredded to pieces. And with this, a lot of damage as Kumar TZ is trying to, defend, trying to tank something. Minimine is also there, but Kabe will be taking down the implosion. And with this, we do have the Mystic Gush coming up. The Lord, though, just pushes down onto the base.
Holy, good game, guys. Good game. Darkhawks winning this game with the massive Lord push. And the lane pressure was onto the favor of Team Darkhawks. That's why Team Darkhawks win this game by, I would say, a good game plan right there. And I mean, just beautifully played by the side of Team Darkhawks. However, this is the best of three series, guys. So both of the teams have that, I would say, opportunity to, have make a comeback, especially Team Darkhawks really did well, fantabulous job, but Gravenoise still have that one chance to make a comeback because this is going to the best of three series. And I would say good play from both the side of the team, but however, I would say leaving God behind to handle the Lord, not a good thing, not a good choice because you need that ADC to melt down that Lord and minimize insist out. But I think I would say he was a tad bit light, to think to know that there's a Lord into my base, I need to go there a little bit late, and that costed them the game. However, both the team played well, especially the mini mind from the side of team. There's Gravenoise as well as Sora from Team Dark Hawks.
Definitely, and soon we will be moving on towards the second draft of the game. And with this, what do you think, Sol? Will we see some, respect bans coming? Because the Moscow was playing really
Hmm.
well. Even towards the late game, the SOD on point takes down the Granger, but then that was a really hefty lord. There was literally
You
no
know,
one to defend it. So yeah, they should like I don't know what was that call, but major mistake from their side.
yeah, Gravenoise could have won the game if the game could have gone for a little bit longer because the longer the game goes, the I would say the more favorable it is for the Moscow because late game is the habitat for Moscow players. And especially, as I was mentioning, where they lost the game, Team Gravenoise, as we are aware, they lost the game.
Hmm.
You want to know? Should I
Where
tell you?
yeah.
When that Valentina did an implosion just to break the spirit of that Moscow, intentionally not hitting that Moscow, and Graven just their spirit just shattered. However, the team, Gravenoise could have played it better, but the team Darkhawks played it well. And let's see, it is going to be the Gravenoise who will be getting the first pick into the second draftings, into the second match of the evening. It is a best of three series, so I think Gravenoise still have a chance. So, where do you think the team Gravenoise went wrong?
I think it was, just like you mentioned, the itemization from the tank, because Tigreal just he just went ahead and fed a lot of Sky Piercer stacks to the Granger, and like they did have the late game. And I was wondering that even if the game goes towards the late, how are they going to melt so many tanks? But then the only condition they had was to funnel the Sky Piercer stacks onto the Granger, which he got easily from the Tigreal. And even though one or two implosions landed, I didn't really see, I think I didn't really see good sets coming from Khufra either, nor from the Tigreal. So I think both the tanks need to buckle up.
Hmm. I see. But I would love to see some Midoras and some, hot meta picks into the second match of the evening, as we are going to on to the second match real soon. And we are just, working with the players for now. And also, I would like to say something to our precious viewers. If you haven't been to the chat, I, Solski, will be with you guys into the chat. So make sure you like, share, subscribe the stream, and also follow us onto all our social media panels. And the links will be available onto our description box. So just, please make a little effort and may bring your teams and your players and your female friends, and tell your female friends watch me onto playing Algambo screens, because this is such a great, I would say, initiative to have your upgrade your skills when into the scrims. And this is scrims 31. Can you imagine this, the consistency that you can build through these scrims, Asuya? It is just so, I would say, going to work in your favor for futures, as well as the future tournament that is going to come up. You can win uh, good prizes if you are consistent onto the scrims. More and more teams are joining, so make sure, you guys, you can be the part of the scrims. And now the scrims will be holding from Monday to Friday, just like your favorite shows, just like your favorite things that you like to watch, and just like your work. The scrims is going to be held Monday to Friday, so you can have a very good practice right there, Suya.
Yeah, 5 days scrims. Pretty good practice, just like you mentioned. But for now, I'm waiting for the second draft to begin. So, like, do we stay here or do we go for a small break?
Think, as you mentioned, we can go for a small break. But before we go to for a small break, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, stream, and also, as I mentioned, follow us onto the social media panels, links of which is given onto our description box. Just light efforts, and you will be there, and you can join the next scrims. And we and Asuya will be love. We will be obliged, or maybe not obliged. We will be happy to cast your games. See you after a short break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with the actions. And again, I, Solski, and along with us, we will be a caster on this game number 2 of the best of 3 series. Because in the game number 1, you know, Darkhawks just played so wonderfully well and they won the game number 1. They have that, what do you call it? We call that the match pointer into this game. And however, the team, I would say, Gravenoise was just that bit close to, close the game, but wasn't able to, but they have the opportunity to make a comeback into the game number 2, and we are onto the drafting phase. There is going to the first ban from the game noise. They will getting the first pick, and and there is a first pick.
Now you lead the way to the next
think
adventure.
a lot because which is the hero that is going to be the pivot for your teams. And Darkhawks have the second pick, going straight away for the bans out. And if I'm not wrong, there is the Sora man. Okay, so yeah, you got your wish come true. Look at that.
I am vengeance.
We are seeing a lot of
incarnate.
respect bans coming up. Just look at that, Moscow, Valentina, as well as the Sora Dam. So that leaves a lot of options open. The Keto is open, the Marshall is open, Atlas has been taken away, but they do have a lot of more options. I would say God, Zushin, Zishan. I think even Zishan is a great pick, but then again, heavily depends on what kind of jungler the enemy team has.
Yes.
So yeah, I think at least the Paquito has to be banned away. The terror of Paquito cannot
Different
be stopped.
perspectives expose the same truth.
I mean,
2, 1.
people usually say, "What's a sword to a gun?" Oh, sorry, what is a punch to a gun? And Paquito just proved that wrong because the punch hits harder than the gun right nowadays. Okay, again, this time there is the first pick Herrera from Gravenoise. Now they will show you how to play the Herrera. Ban has been missed out from the side of Team Gravenoise, but I think that might be the play. There is the Atlas ban, good bans, and Belric is still open. Might go for the Belric and Aurora for the first pick prioritization from Darkhawks. Would love to see a Belric pick. Come on, guys, a Belric. Oh no, hell no. That is going to be.
My legacy
Okay, there is
shall
his 18. Oh my
endure.
god, Asuya, do you know these teams personally? That is going to be this 18 right there.
I don't know, they just figured it out, but I still
I
think
mean,
against the Hirara,
okay.
there has to be, like, Aurora is a better pick. Even the Karita, I think whenever there's an assassin, the burst mages, suppression, roamers, they are coming back into the meta.
So, this is the reason that they say the girls are usually have better instinct than the boys because they just senses everything into the future that is going to happen, and they just prove it right. So I would love to learn from you, coach Asuya. Meanwhile, Gravenoise have the 2 picks left for the first picking phase. Can go out for
Demons shall
okay.
bathe in their blood.
Somebody
light
just
belongs
watched
to the
Onyx versus Team SRG right there. That is going to be Aurora. Oh, Belric, good pick.
Oh my god. Belric is a nightmare for Diamond Assassins because the taunts are way too much. Like the Team Darkhawks, they didn't even need to ban
Alucard
out the
EXP.
Sora. I think no one even had to ban out the Sora. One Belric pick can literally counter away the Sora because after diving in, he cannot jump back out if he's trying to give the crowd control. So yeah, very good pick with the Belric. So now I don't think Team Gravenoise can actually go for an attack speed because that would be like digging your own grave.
I think this match will be the Brody with the Clint. If they don't ban out the Brody, Team Darkhawks or Team Gravenoise, or maybe, but Gravenoise don't need to ban it out because they lack the marksman. They have the marksman, can ban out the Clint. Okay, similar thinking, Clint and Brody, but still Brody is still open. Brody might be the pick for Team Gravenoise. There is the biases. Ban and how many ands I said? I think 4 because there is going to be the EXP Alucard. Oh, sorry. Okay, my bad. Thank you for correcting me. Again, guys, girls do have the power to pay, again, how do you call it? I forgot about it. But, coming back to the point, there is going to be that Alucard EXP. That is the main point that I'm talking about. And yeah, Sasuke, you were saying something.
Why would they go for Alucard? At this point, Team Darkhawks, they have gone for Kufra, Kufra can literally make the Alucard helpless. So even a Alucard could have worked out for them, could have even countered out the Hera to some extent. But look at that. Paquito, no one banned away the Paquito. But then again, there is a Belric, so I don't think that Paquito can be much of a problem unless and until he flickers onto the Granger. That will be a great issue for the Granger, I would say. They even have the Minotaur. The late
Yep,
game
yep.
heal funnel will be excessive. So
The set potential is insane. Look at that mage, man. Aurora. I think they just need to, take care of this. But this hero, that's Lapu Lapu. Now I think this Guinevere can be a problem for this Mino because I love the Guinevere pick. Darkhawks is thinking really, really, I would say, good because you can spatial migration and the Requiem is also there, Violet Requiem for. And then just you have the follower coming in from the Granger as well as this Phoenix girl that is going to Zatian. Can just melt down this Minotaur because as you mentioned, it is a late game hero, and into the early game, he's just like he's not a I would
mm,
say a cow. He's a puppy cow.
yeah, he gets deleted way too easily, and right now we can already see Team Darkhawks early is insane. And then again, Guinevere is a counter for Paquito. She can like if Paquito, if he has used up everything or if he's not careful, one complete combo can literally delete him. So yeah, I
Yep,
think he needs
5
to
seconds
give
till
some
the
magic
enemy
defense at
reaches the
least so that he's
battlefield.
there onto the turtle
Smash them.
fights.
All troops
yep. And as you
deployed.
mentioned, he just gets deleted instantly, just as my ex used to delete her WhatsApp history. So welcome, guys, again to the game number 2 of the evening. That is going to the best of 3 series. Gravenoise onto their backwards. They need to win this game if they need to make a comeback. Meanwhile, Team Blackhawks is onto the match pointers. Both the jungler will start off with the bottom lane rotation. That means they will go, prioritize the opposite lane of the bottom lane side. And that is going to be the top lane. Sekai is going for the red buff. And again, that is going to be a help from the mage as well as the Balric. That is going to, reach that jungle for the jungler of the side of Team Darkhawks. And now they will also learn it. And, their aura is actually working for the jungler as well.
Yep, just helping the jungler to farm as soon as possible. And it is a Goonie jungle, so yep, I think a lot of pressure on Team Gravenoise because I think Guinevere works really well. Like whenever she is into the jungle, into the EXP, even as a roamer, a lot of crowd control, a lot of pressure. But look at them, they even know that Kumar TZ onto that Paquito can literally one shot, one blade. The shield coming up, the Balric literally taunting him away. Some hits from Ripper, a lot of damage coming in. The flicker being forced away right so early into the game as ZTN also makes her way for some help. Meanwhile, into the bot lane, we have the same suffering for the Lapu Lapu.
Yeah, and top lane, Kumar TZ this time is not into the EXP and going for the gold line minimind. However, changes out. And I think I understand the gameplay that can come out. And the vengeance for Alucard is very important because the spatial migration can be onto anyone. But meanwhile, we can see an ice from Mary Biscuit. And I think, okay, first blood, holy, onto the side of the goblin and to the area of Team Gravenoise jungle. Holy, that was supposed to be the playground for Hirara here. However, Sakai says, okay, there is the spatial migration, and that is going to be the ice for that here to be right there.
Guinevere is already level 5, meanwhile Hirara just level 3 when she died. So yep, I think Alucard is facing some issues. He's onto the base, so it's kind of a free farm for Lapu Lapu. I think Team Gravenoise kind of backtrack for now. Look at the taunts coming up along the Fury of the Phoenix, a lot low HP. And I think Paquito will be taking you down. Why did you come back, man? With this, the ult from the bell ring, a lot of taunts coming up. Kumar is trying to move away, but Zeri comes in and Minotaur will be deleted. And with this, once again, the Paquito trying to just do some punches, but Ripper comes in and he takes that last hit. Look at Crymo, really low onto the HP, but Guinevere missing out the second skill. But then again, well, it does not matter as the Hirara will literally get sandwiched between two members.
I mean, come on. It was supposed to be the fight for the early game Team Gravenoise. However, they are forced to play onto the backwards because this Guinevere is just being such an enabler. Look at that. Mino can't check out the bush. If he gets check out the bush, he can get easily deleted. There is a knockout jab, and no, this is what I was talking about. Violet Requiem combo wombo, and Mino gets deleted right there.
Team hero has been slain.
Oh,
Well,
Lapu?
just look at that. The push from the Lapu gets deleted from Aurora, but then they don't really have many. I think even during the draft phase, their gold laner wasn't available because mini mind. Of course, he wouldn't pick a Alucard onto the gold. So kind of an unfair thing for them, but really sad for the internet. And with
holy!
this,
Ripper just getting a lot of damage right there. And where's my goated Alucard? I just love when people play Alucard because he's one of my favorite heroes. But okay, some personal information has been leaked into the the lobby. However, Darkhawks is onto the, I would say, onto a roll because they have the momentum. Okay, there is a stun coming from the Mino to the Builder Rake. Mary Biscuit might go for the Frigid Glacier. No, never mind, going for the Ice Breeze. And Yaduvir is also going for the follow-up. Kumar TZ, since it's out, will be using the passive for the Zoiti and the knockback. There is a Fury of the Phoenix.
And the Frigid Glacier also comes up. Ceres takes that kill onto the Hirara, and with the Ripper takes that kill onto the Mino. And two punches, the shield coming up. Look at the Rose Bull. No, it's the Aegis, but Martisi flickering towards the backside, trying to take the Granger by surprise, but unfortunately, complete 5-man wipeout. Alucard has also been taken away in the bot lane. With this, Team Darkhawks in an absolute advantage onto the core, onto the macro. Lapu at this point, he's just pushing.
Lapu is, I would say, an imposter. He is the real Zilong, guys. And Gravenoise onto the back foot, and the Darkhawks is into the control of this game. However, the Sky Piercer stack is also there with the Granger. Holy, look at the goal-to-goal difference. Bakito and Granger, 2k difference right there. And the Bravest Fighter, Frigitize also is there onto the side of the red buff. Onto the side of Gravenoise, there is the Frigid Glacier.
But the flicker by the Lapu, the ultimate taunts coming in from the Beltrik, and with this Kumar TZ will be following alongside Sekis. Low HP onto all the members, they are trying to flicker away. Beltrik really low, but look at the Guniware diving in once again. Mari Biscuit still does not have a passive, I think. But yeah, with this, 4 members again down.
I mean, holy, the amount of snowball the Team Darkhawks has right now is just insane. And to come back from this, the patience is the name of the game. It is 6 minutes mark and a lot. Look at the goal difference. It's approximately 8k, 21 to 13. 21k and 13. It's just approximately 8. Not approximately, it is 8k. And to be precise, 8.2k. And there is a Bravest Fighter, a lot of low. Oh no! Vision Wave from the Alucard will take care of the top lane side. At the 3-man gang, but the Granger is holding on to his own and forcing Team Gravenoise members to go back. Holy, the amount of snowball this Granger has is insane. Just sustain that 3-man gang on the top lane side. However, I think there is the Kumar TZ will go for the, oh no, that is going to spin out. Nobody holds there. And Kumar TZ will get a life chance. And there's a Fury the Phoenix. And the Sky Piercer broke out from that Granger. Marius is quite too low. Have to fall back for now. Have the passive. We'll go back. Kumar TZ looking out for the knockout jab combo wombo. Sekai TZ might go in with the Hirada. However, Gunever is actually mocking down. There is who is, just giving a taunt away. Meanwhile, you can see Kumar TZ just going for that minions. However, might go for Kabe as well. Have to proc our Bravest Fighter, and there is a flicker, from Kumar TZ. Might go for the Bravest Fighter. That's a Frigid Glacier, but I mean, immunity was there, and a little bit blunder play. Miniman Fury knocked up 2 people, but no follow-up. A turn coming into the Beltrik. Sky Piercer proc out for this Ripper going in again, and I think this is not looking good for Gravenoise right there. Excuse me. So far, so forth. Team Gravenoise forces onto the back foot. However, Team Darkhawk is really playing it well. And the Quadcon on the top lane. Minimind. Okay, good spatial migration. Vengeance. Proc out. Might go for the Vision Wave play, but I don't think so. He will be going out onto the gank coming in from the side of Team Darkhawks to that Alucard. And into the bot lane side, Ripper is actually enjoying. There is a knockout jab. Might go in. That's Sonata. Rhapsody is also the Ripper, is not backing down. Kumar TZ is locking in. There is again the Fury the Phoenix. Just get baited out with that. Aegis again. Ripper is having a time of his life right now. And I think Team Gravenoise, they are forces onto the back foot. Now to come back into the game, the 10k gold lead is onto the side of Team Darkhawks. They just need to wait. They just need to wait out. And Team Darkhawks, they are playing it really, really well into the game. We will be going for the Lord again, and I think this might be a possible 2-0. There is the Minoan Fury Cup. He's just enjoying his game. That's why I'm going to the Earth Shatter. Okay, Bravest Fighter, Frigid Glacier, stunning two people. That's the front liner. Other thing is Team Darkhawks. Ripper with a follow up, giving a lot of damage. Mary Biscuit falls down. Will be the first one to fall down to the side of Team Gravenoise. Darkhawks is on to control of the game, and their lord is coming from the mid lane side as well. And that might be the possible end for Darkhawk side there. And I think that's a spatial migration. Flicker, Kumatizi going for Yaduvir. And Kumatizi will falls down. Right now, Lord marching down the mid lane. And this Mino is going again in and will be getting his death from that Ranger. The Sky Piercer is too much. Ripper 10-02. And Sakai CZ might go in. Doesn't have the damage. Fury of the Phoenix. Legendary for 2 that Mario Biscuit. We can see Vision Ray from the Alucard. The base is quite too open for the side of Team Gravenoise. Marching down the base and a Winter Crown gameplay again from that Guinevere. This time, that's a proper domination coming in from the side of Team Darkhawks. Gravenoise loses this match number 1 with a clean sweep. Wonderfully played by Team Gravenoise. Not Gravenoise, but Team Darkhawks. And also, Gravenoise did play well, but I think the second game, it wasn't their cup of tea because they weren't able to, play it out into the favor of themselves. And not a cup of their tea because Mary Biscuit loves to couple with that cup of tea. But however, Moonlight wasn't that cup of tea because he wasn't having a very good synergy with his mid duo. That is the Aurora. That is the Mary Biscuit. However, Team Gravenoise didn't play well, but you show up for this fight. That you have my respect. But this time, the better team will be Team Darkhawks because they just played it wonderfully well. And Ripper, for the consecutive second time, will be getting the MVP of the Best of 3 series. And he is the MVP as well. So that is just, that shows that how good this player played well into this Best of 3 series. And it was just match number 1. And if you guys enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe to the stream. Because we have 2 more matches coming up. It is going to be between QE Zenith versus Mauryans Royal. That is going to be match number 2. And it's going to be after this. And don't go anywhere. We will be back with a short break. But before that, like, share, subscribe to the stream. And also, follow us onto all our social media panels. And the link to that will be onto our description box. Just do a little bit of favor to us. And please, follow us, be the part of our Algambo community. And we will bring out more exciting scrims just like that. And you can be part of the scrims as well. You just need to, what do you need to do? You just need to follow us onto Instagram, join our Discord, join our, every Twitch, everything, and you can be the part of the scrims as well. See you guys after a short break for the match number 2. Until then, me, Solski, along with Asuya will have a short break.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to MOBA Warmup Class Series powered by Algambo Esports. Tonight, we're having 3 games of BO3s. As I mentioned before, that we'll have 5 days of weekly scrim. So yeah, the first day is on for this new week, and we're having the second game here. QV Zenith going against
Different
Team
perspectives expose the
Mauryans
same
Royals,
truth.
previously formerly known as Team Clutch Cards. Me, your boy SCZ on the casting desk, and with me then Debbie will be joining me. So Debbie, Mauryans
Mhm.
Royals, they have been into the scene. They have been preparing for a lot of tournaments, have been shown their interest in some tournaments as well, and have been
Mhm.
there into the finals or semi-finals of those we can say the lower community tournaments, not the heavy one.
Oh.
So what do you think? How are they going to play against
I've
QE
been
Zenith? Because
waiting
we
for
all
too
know how the
long.
QE Zenith is performing here at
Still
the Weekly
waters
Scrim
run
Clash.
deep.
Yeah, this is basically their home, right, for QE Zenith. So for Mauryans as well, this is like a very bit of a good start for them as well if they are able to reach out to the finals or some communities for some tournaments and into the small communities as well. So let's see though, because I feel like they will be equal into the matchup because looking at the bands so far, I'm already excited as because you usually want to ban out the Marcel, the carry, and the Atlas all together, even if you are on the blue side, so that you will not be getting countered. But QE Zenith as well, they ban away the Hirara and the Link together because these two are the heroes that you usually want to play against each other in the jungle. And now that they removed it, I think they might want to pick up a completely different hero into the jungle for both teams.
I didn't
I mean,
cure
both
the
of them
pain.
have the mobility,
I
and nowadays we
harnessed
know, like, if you are removing the
I'm
movement speed,
born with
the boots
talent.
doesn't even affecting the retribution. Yeah, it will affect your movement speed, but for Ling and Hirara, the movement speed is too good. So definitely, that's why they're banning out this meta junglers from their side. And into the meantime, Maureen Royals gonna go for that Belleric. We're gonna see the Valentina and the Queenie coming in, but isn't it a early Valentina?
It's fine because honestly, when you see a Belleric, you would think that the direct counter for the Belleric you want to play the Valentina, so that at least you have another crowd control, a big one
I
of
will
yourself.
choose my
So I
own
wouldn't mind
path.
Ash, but then they need to have another very heavy magic burst into either the gold or either into the XP side. Given the fact that they already have a Guinevere, I think it's completely fine. But it's kind of nasty if you see this combination: Valentina plus the Guinevere, and with Belleric that's already given away. And I think she can also bring out the Lapu Lapu too, which is kind of like an early Lapu Lapu pick from Mauryans. But yeah, against the Arlad, it's kind of 50-50, but you have to win out onto the sustain department.
Yeah, but because an early Lapu Lapu pick, I think because it's maybe you could have flexed that Belleric. You have seen Naisu talking about it, like in 2026,
Yeah.
whoever known to see a Belleric into the flex. So definitely, like they could have played that card into that way, but it's fine. And QE Zenith, they
Time
also
and
having
tide
the
wait for
flex kind
no
of thing
man.
right now. The Gwynny can
Nor
go and
girl.
EXP to the towards the Rome as well. So do the Arlot can do the both ways. So definitely, they do
Yeah.
have a chance to pick it up in that way, EXP and Rome, and can come up with another jungle. But what else into the jungle they can prefer here? An Ishin Shin or
Oh.
Suyu? Would that be the thing? Or maybe against the Belleric, are you going to use the Claude because you're banning out the I mean Benedetta? I'm sorry, the Beatrix and the Moscow.
Uh-huh. Given the fact that the Beatrix hasn't been that much of a popular choice, I think, yeah, I feel like it's gonna have to be a target ban. It kind of says a lot about the Claude pick already with these two bans coming through. But against the Bellery, you kind of struggle with the Claude even. But then, well, if you think about it, the Claude is the only one that can bring the Purify without the presence of the Moskov that can survive all of those crowd controls that can come through from Mauryans as well. And I think what I feel like early is the Valier. But then again, you have a free Purify that can stop you from getting caught out by the Final Slash or even the Spatial Migration. But Mauryans onto the banning side, they have to remove out the heroes that are very good in the setups. I think I like the Minotaur here. I don't know much about the
Pain
Kaza
is the
because there's no
proof that
combination
I'm
that the
still
Kaza can come
alive.
together with, right? So it's kind of like a wasted band. But hey, look at that. Wait, what? Is this really a Bowman coming through against a Guinevere?
Yep, I don't know what the plan is for Modern Royals and even Victor going for that Brody. I was really expecting, I don't know why, but I was really expecting him to go with the Granger. He loves to play the Granger. Even the Harith was open at this moment, and they are kind of having a lesser magic burst other than the Valir. So they could have, I mean, used that Harith into the way against this Brody. I
Um,
told you. The Gwynny and the Arlot both are flex. So Gwynny is going to the Rome, Arlot into
damn.
the AC, and that will be the Akai. So it's definitely the
Yeah.
composition being made by the side of Team QE Zenith here. Arlot and the
Hmm.
Akai, so do the Gwynny coming in. And they do have the Bellerix Wildbind Dawn, the ultimate with the help of Valentina's IMU. So
Yeah.
definitely a lot of CP from QE Zenith. And somehow you can say they do have the counter. Modern Royals, Valir pushing,
Hmm.
Brody stun. So yeah, I mean the matchup will be great.
Yeah. True. This is a very high execution, high maintenance draft from QE Zenith. But there's also a
5
possibility
seconds till
that
the
the
enemy
Guinevere can
reaches
become
the
a room. The
battlefield.
Akai can, I
Force
mean,
them.
the Akai can become a room. The Guinevere can
All
become a
troops
jungle too.
deployed.
That's the, meta we are living in because the Akai room has also been introduced. There's also a combination coming through with the Arlot as well. Arlot Akai Guinevere is a very, very high mechanism. It's a very high combination on top of that. So for QE Zenith right now, looking at their pattern so far, they have to play for their XP side, which is why I think could have been better for Escar onto the Guinevere, which is the jungle, by the way,
Yeah.
if he started onto the bot lane.
I think they changed the plan in the midway when they saw that Balman into the jungle.
Balman.
That's why they took for this
Yeah, yeah.
Winnie and now into the mid side. A little bit of poke coming in, but it just look from the side of Team Maureen Royals. Well start though, but then you see they do have proper setup kind of thing. So you need to play safe. You need to play precisely if you don't want to get caught into the way.
That's what they are doing right now. Very, very free onto this clearance coming through from the side of Mauryans as well. Mid lane, this is what we have always been talking about. If you see a Valir versus a Valentina, the Valir does really have a very, very good chance. But then again, the Valentina really comes in handy when you hit that level 4 power. You will be able to get out all those ultimates that is a potential setup as well. So it's gonna be important that QE Zenith have a security onto the map, onto the bushes, so that at least they will be able to get out the first turtle. Because this time around, they are on a Guinevere jungle who needs that first turtle as much as possible.
Yep, and onto the top side, there is a potential formation from the side of Team Maureen Rolls to take out this turtle for them. But before that, see the contest coming out from Kiwi Zenith as well because look at it, the Gwynny coming in, the Panda is ready as well. They're going on for Houdini here. Houdini is getting slammed. He uses Lictor. He goes in for the flashes, but he will take it off. And look at the bats coming in. 4-member, 3-member caught with the weight. Double secure down.
No way.
Triple for the Panda. Oh no, can it survive? He got a double.
Oh, no.
He got a Houdini, but in the meantime, we're going to see the trap down coming onto the Panda. They managed to take him down as well. They lost 2. But grab 3 and now they're about to get the 4th one. Valentina trying to dodge it out, but no.
No.
Sensei gonna take it on.
You don't have to be this stingy on your flicker, actually, to be honest. Usually when you play a Valentina and then you are sure to have the kills onto the rotation, you are bound to use some special spell here and there because you already have a very good mobility with your second. You have double dash. That's where you will be able to survive. And I think Rithik could have turned the tide around into that first fight where they could have get a kill onto the Ballman, especially when they know that they were losing out their XP for that who was holding on for a long while. It was supposed to be a classic good wombo combo from Scar boy onto the Guinevere, but it kind of stayed for a long while that the rotation, the backup was so fast that team fight suddenly became so much better for the side of Mauryans instead. So now with 4-2 onto the score, a little bit of a goal difference here, better for the side of Mauryans too. They might eventually try to start this turtle so that at least they will be able to get more lead onto the goal, which is what they need as a ballman.
Look at SQ boy position and Kenneth's position. It's more like Kenneth going to have this turtle for sure, but then only we cannot say that because the retribution cooldown is on to the Gwynny is just for 9 seconds, so it will be coming down soon. There is a potential, you can say, pause coming out from both these sides because of some network issue, or maybe it's Mauryan Royals who asked it for, or maybe team QE Zenith asked it for. Don't know. But as you mentioned about the Wombo combo coming out from Queenie, definitely like three member caught into the way, and then but I think you could have dismantled when you got a double, like could have gone back because the heavy spin was going on. You could have repel out that Kenneth from that zone, and he couldn't have given that bonk
Mm.
onto the Queenie. So yep, win-win situation could have been there, but it's fine. The trades has been into the hand of team Mauryan Royals, and now the turtle is on. You can see the contest coming out from the side of team Mauryan Royals.
Yep, that's what they are trying to do here. They finally found their footing into that early momentum there, which they kind of lost but gained it back very, very fast. It's not even a 1 minute fight, so it was really, really fast. Mauryans now with the take onto the turtle, a little bit of a goal they will be able to have, because they have a Bowman after all that is a bit onto the utility side. Both fighters into the jungle here. The turtle is definitely going to be important. A bit of an early game rotation coming through onto the bot side as well. This is a winning lane that they have right now. Even if they play for this bot lane, they will be able to have a very, very good momentum, because you see, a Brody is a kind of hero that you want to get out of the lane as soon as possible. When the given timer should be when he will be able to get out the Sky Piercer, get him out of the lane, push out the turrets, and then that's where you will be able to start here. Top lane again.
Retribution once again comes in. Bowman chasing down the Oloch here. Houdini in a very bad position. Got the ball, but he comes back to flash. He's still surviving, sustaining out it, but no more, because that will be the Saina coming out from the side of team Mauryan Royals. And look at it, the fight continues at the bot lane. The wall by John McGee's Liquor comes in, Rithik falls down. There's lane happen onto him, and it's doing the brawling with a shot. And still going on. Escaboy coming for the rescue, falls down immediately. Victor gonna take him down as well. Set up HP.
Okay.
Double for Aaron. Rintaro can take a double, then why not Aaron?
Yeah, Rintaro is not the only guy who's with the damage onto the roam position there. But this is a meta where you see the roamers are also with the one with the damage, and this is why the Beleric has been such a very great pick. You have sustains, you have lifesteal, and you have the ability to get the damages done as well. And this is why Mauryans were able to win out to the team fight again and again. Even given the fact that there was a very good dive coming through from XR Boy onto the Brody, onto Victor. He got the kill, sure, but he was the one who actually got taken down again. The only upside of that team fight was for Ganistizi. He is the one who was able to survive there and got a kill too. So that's definitely going to be a good start from the side of QE Zenith. But then again, the turtle is definitely going to be important for both of the sides. Better setup is necessary. Houdini hasn't been having the best time of his life into the XP lane, so this time around he might try to do something.
Once again, and that will be the Beleric ultimate into the hand of Valentina into the team fight. Precisely giving some more time for the team, but now a special migration used, but the ball comes in there. Once again, it will be the Lapu punishing out the retribution holder of team QE Zenith, and now they don't have it. Houdini is getting chased. He goes back on the safer side, but the turtle uncontested once again for Mauryan Royals.
Yeah, uncontested and free for the taking from Mr. Kenneth there onto the bottom. This is what you usually do, man, because Houdini, he's not having the best time of his life. This is what I was talking about for QE Zenith. Wait, what? Yeah.
You could have sacrificed the tower.
Oh, really? Okay.
You're going in for a 2v1, so you could have, like, they're better than looking down, because now they will eventually take the tower on.
Yep, that's what they are hoping for here. You know, the thing that QE Zenith were supposed to be doing is what Mauryans are doing right now. Because usually when you play with an Arlott, you want to focus onto that lane because you have a very good combination. Leave the Claude alone because he is very good into the laning phase. Even into the weak side, he is able to clear out and get away with it. But meanwhile, for the side of Arlott there, okay, 1v1 situation, I don't think nobody will be paying attention to that because there's not much of a damage they can deal out. But Arlott, you want to help him into the early game because he have a very good amount of damage from the mid to late game, and that's what you want to utilize with this kind of combination, and they haven't been doing that for Zenith.
Yep. Zenith 3 off 10 right now. They're having a good, not a good time into this match, but the goal deficit might get recuperated if they're gonna go for a fight. But now the fight is happening. Utility goes down there. Killing spree for the Valir. While Valkyrie, oh my god, double kill for the Valir. Killing spree onto Rintaro. They're gonna take down Kanektizi as well. It's the first time Kanektizi falling down in the game. And the tier 1 will eventually be taken down with the map exposure happening into the mid. This is Team Mauryan Royals with the lead. With the early start. Okay, gonna go for the spatial migration. Valerikim combo comes in there as well. Let's go, boy. Get the mark onto Victor because of the lesser damage, lesser item build from her.
Kenneth, I think even though he got taken, he hasn't been taken down. He has been power farming all across the map, especially into the opponent jungle. And now with the turtle coming through yet again, this is gonna be the third turtle taken away freely by the side of Mauryans there. They are really, really good in the way that they are rotating, trying to get a kill or two across the board, and then with the way that they have been able to find success in every places that they have been going in, it says a lot about the goal lead that they have already accumulated. It's definitely gonna be tough to kill Kenneth now. Look at the jump.
Okay, no, it's not gonna get connected.
You know, there's a thing about a critic on. Oh wait, never mind.
Okay, once again, they're gonna go for the fight here.
What? Okay. I just thought they were like...
Yeah, I haven't thought like they're going to fight, but they're playing safe, man. This is a good thing because you have a goal deficit right now. If you're gonna take some unnecessary fights, you will just roll them out more and more goals. So definitely playing safe and taking up some time is a good idea. But now blazing to it to clear out the lane. They're going to chase down the Panda here. Panda gonna use that heavy spin as well. But now cornering down, gonna take him up. Brave Sparta comes in for Victini. But Victini, look at it, finds his way back into the safer side because of the damage deal. They don't have that much damage, but onto the top side, Escaboy.
Yeah. He's the guy that could actually play into the side lanes as solo and able to survive if there is something that can be a threat to him. But I would prefer if it was Kanektizi that actually go onto the side lanes because he does have the BMI, he does have the Purify as well. So there's a lot of way for him to survive too. And he kind of needs the items as well, which means that he needs the wave, which is more necessary for him than for X-Carboy. So I don't know, for QE Zenith, how will they manage these lanes? Because it's only 9 minutes of the game, and one holy blessing is already wasted upon. And that's not really a good sign because the Lord is yet to come, and this might eventually be a free Lord again, like the turtles have been for Mauryans.
Definitely, because you don't have any chance to come into the pit to contest the Lord or the Turtle. If you're coming in, you're gonna eventually gamble out some members as well. So it's better to be into the base and to try to defend it up. But as you mentioned about the Holy Shield popping out before the 10-minute mark, really going to have a hard time for them in the bot side. But if the lane sync kind of get rendered by the side of Team QE Zenith, then they manage to defend it up. But I'm not sure because look at it, the way Mauryan Royals are settling up the lanes here. They are kind to go for a perfect, infiltration into the base.
Something that's new about the Brody is that the extreme necessity of that Sky Piercer. And it's onto the hands of Victor already. He have 3 complete builds with a lot of penetration too. And the range on top of that. If you combine together the Malefic Gun plus the Sky Piercer, that's already a very, very good pen. And they and he already have this. So whenever there's a low HP and a full mods that he's able to get, he will be able to get all of those kills. And that's gonna be another stack onto his Sky Piercer as well. So Mauryans are having to play for the Brody as well. And this is the part where the Brody comes in handy too. 11-12 minutes are the part where Brody is so good in comparison to the late game marksmen like the Claude. And they have had their dream composition. They have the Lord coming to into the bot lane side. They have a lane, a set of minion pouring into the top and mid side as well. This is the part where they have to decide whether if they want to go for one turret or not.
Okay, Lord marching over the top, heavy spin being used as well. Bong coming in. They managed to take down the mid tier 1. That will be the exposure towards the Nexus. And now the Mega Minion is going inside the base. Doesn't matter. Okay,
Oh.
Blazing to it, coming in for the counter of the lane clearance.
Okay.
But that move with the heavy spin this time coming in for the pin. Brody goes down. Victor falls in there. Special migration connection starts down. Happen on to Cannon. Bikini falls down too. So they tease it up towards the Panda. But look at it, the slash coming in. No way he can push back. Flick up. My goodness, Houdini. He gonna strike to take down Sensei. And it's just the one member, Aaron, surviving this team fight. Okay, that's a callback. That's a, you can say, a little bit of hope spreading out to the land of dawn for the side of Team QE. Zenith gonna go for the mid tier of 1, and now they're gonna go for the fight again. Aaron is gonna get this down. The engage is about to come in. He's gonna give some taunt. He's gonna go back.
Okay. This is kind of actually very, very good for the side of QE, and Zenith there. Houdini finally able to play his game. Since the start of the game, he was doing so well completely alone too. But there's also a fact that Mauryans has been constantly being in his lane, ganking him all the time, and getting him taken down there, which was making it so hard for him to play. Now that he's actually completely free, we could see how much of a good mechanics he have onto the island. It's just that he needed his team to play alongside him. And I love the fact that, you know, it can be a downside that he missed that final slash onto the Belleric. But if he landed it, I think it could have been a problem, because the Mauryans team, they were already spawning on time, and it could have, you know, gotten a set on by Eren if he landed the final slash, because it will not be easy to kill a Belleric down. But then for some reason, Mauryans are the one actually having a very good set onto the Lord as well, so it has to be blamed onto the lane pushes that have been happening from the side against the side of QE Zenith there.
Okay, somehow they are back into the track. They're trying to defend their base. They did it, and they got 4 kills out of the way as well. So they are trying their best, not giving an inch to the side of Team Mauryan Royals. But as per the macro, as per the map exposure, it's not so easy to defend this lot. But they tried their best for real. And Sync is happening somehow from the bot and the top as well. So now let's see how they will be taking on this final push. They can manage to secure it, or we're going to see a defense. Graves and it's gonna strike in first, and that with the bonk coming in from the Belleric. Aaron, okay, the Lord is getting deflected here. We're gonna see the Balmond coming in for the rush. So did the heavy spin getting pinned down. A little bit of an early heavy spin, but from the behind, we're gonna see Victor. Oh my god, Slane happened there. Goes in for Kenneth. And that will be Victini falling down. Valentina got the kill there. Special migration connected, but they're gonna retaliate back at the same side. In the meantime, Victini goes down there. Kenneth got the kill. Special migration comes in. Use the way to ground, but not gonna manage to take anybody out from the land of dawn. And that will be the happiest bonk onto the cloud. Into the meantime, Aaron falls down crispy into the hand of Great Thing, but still a shutdown, triple kill. Kenneth gonna go for the maniac. No, he wouldn't finish the game by taking down the crown. That will begin number 1, sealed by none other than Team Mauryan Royals.
Wow, Mauryan Royals, that was a very, very ankle breaker into that last part. But QE Zenith, you had a very, very good sign of a comeback. You could have changed your tide there. You could have fight for the Lord there and just try to contest it after you clear out onto the side lanes. I think it's just that Mauryan Royals, they haven't have a good setup onto the side lanes where all the inhibitors were taken down, and QEs and it have to respond to that all the time. So even though they were throwing a bit onto that base, there wasn't so much of a comeback that can be done by Zenith there. So on that note, still, Mauryans Royals were able to still take that Lord, and that Lord cannot be deflected that easily. But I also think that maybe there's also a factor, Kennick TZ, he should have had the side lanes along for himself, because he had the potential to carry. He had some openings, but that cannot be really happening when you don't have damages there. And I think he was lacking into the farm as well. If you already compare it to the Brody too, for Victor, he just need 3 items to come online. Meanwhile, for the Claude, Kennick Tizzy, he just needed something more, and that wasn't weighted. You know, they did not delay for that time to come through from the side of Mauryan Royals.
Is it the early advantage for the side of Team Mauryan Royals, or maybe it is about the lesser magic burst from Team QE Zenith? What do you think?
I think it's completely fine to have a Guinevere together with a Valentina because that's gonna be enough because the Guinevere and the Valentina poke is enough. It's not that much of a burst, but it's definitely good enough. But it's given the fact that they are not really, good onto the way on who they are sending onto the side lane, who they are playing for. I would love if they had played for the Arlet in early game because you could see, right, for the Arlet, he
Right.
was doing so good, Houdini. If he hadn't been taken down, he have been so mechanically gifted. He could have been there into that team fight if the team has focused a bit on him. That's why I said that lineup, that draft, it's very high maintenance.
Definitely could have turned the game if they could have give some speculation onto that Arlot rather than giving onto Canic because Canic was playing so safe till the end. Like he was not engaging ruthlessly. He was playing defensive. He was waiting for the
Different
perfect opening,
perspectives
and that's why
expose
he
the
got the
same
MVP lot
truth.
as well. So well played, Canic. But let's see this time what will be happening. A counter for the Claude is a Brody this time for Victor. Went for the Sky Piercer, managed to get some help from the team and taken on the far into this
Now
game number
Akai
one,
enters
but
the
so do
scene.
Kenneth onto that Balman. Precisely so good with the macro, taking out all those turtles as well as lords. But then you see he had given a lot of problem to Houdini as well in the early game, giving out the support towards the EXP for Victini and managed
Still
to
waters
taking
run
out
deep.
Houdini in each and every game. Each and every fight is really, affected a lot to QE Zenith. But once again, this will
Yeah.
be a same draft, but this time teams got changed. QZN is going to go for a first big Belleric. Are we going to see a Valentina again, or they will counter it down with a proper burst kind of mage?
With the Valentina band, it was kind of a decider that they were still gonna go for the Belleric here. I think Mauryans and Zenith, neither of them play the Ling and the Herrera, so they have to take it away for both sides, both times. With the Belleric here, I think they should deny with an Eudora pick because I feel like you don't have to counter the Belleric that necessarily. You have to pick out the hero that is gonna be good together with the Belleric, and I feel like OP or QE Zenith is definitely gonna be overpowered if they can get the Eudora here. And if Mauryans knows that, they can pick it up for themselves. But no, they still wanna go for the Valier, huh? Okay.
Oh,
That's an interesting choice.
and a
Badang
Badang.
Sky tells
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
all.
I'm not sure why the Badang
Magic of
just
my
came up
life.
here, but is that because of some mobility to counter some mobility onto the jungle of QV Zenith? But that's
I've been waiting
Esmeralda.
for too
A
long.
literal buff onto the Esmeralda has been changing the things into the EXP, but now he did not go for the Lapu Lapu. He did not go for the Alot. He straight out went for that carry against the
Mm,
Haddock, which is actually not at all a winning lane. It's a Haddock who's
yeah.
going to play the winning lane against you. But then, once again, the thought coming in for me, like if even if the Haddock is going to play the winning lane, we know the way Eren as well as Sensei is giving out the follow-ups for Victor. So definitely,
Yeah.
Maureen Royals, they prepared it. They know if the
They call
carry is
me a
coming in, we're
hero
going to
because I
somehow
saved
giving
my
him
nation from
proper
falling apart.
follow-ups and everything. So he will play stiff. And now that will be the another jungle ban,
I'm
Ishin Shin
born with
and the Greenie.
talent.
Huh. Okay, I'm sorry for that. It's like the Yishun Shin is like a hero that you want to play when you have a very good control onto the mid side. I think they think that Morians thinks that Zenith will have a good control to the mid side with the presence of the Belleric already. So they are trying to pick out the Esmeralda and the Harry together so that they will not be getting countered as well. And I think I like the Esmeralda against the Badang, but not so much against the Valier or even the carry, right? Because they are two damage dealers, and the Esmeralda will not be able to sustain that much. But Bomb and Ban, that's going to be a direct respect onto the hero because you can see how much of a problem in that coast. So many jungle bans right now, Ash. Without the assassins, at least, of course. What else do they want to go for? Because I don't think QE Zenith will go for the tank jungle anymore. Look at them, Carry and Valier.
Definitely not the tank jungler. And even they
Yeah.
can't go for the Fanny as well because there
My
is a Badang.
kiss
So
grants you
they need to prepare it
immortality
somehow.
or
Alex,
death.
okay, against an Esmeralda, they wanna play
Welcome
Alice,
to the
but
greatest magic show of all time.
okay, Harley
Oh.
coming in though. Oh, no, like you have a Harith and you're gonna go for a Harley. Now you'll have
There's
Bro,
nowhere for the
it's a
evil
lot of
to
magic.
hide.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why.
Rafaela. That's
Ah,
quite good. I mean, someone is copying out the Auroras.
Aurora.
Yeah.
To be honest, SDG, I think if you remember correctly, before it came into Aurora Turkey's hands, this combination, the Rafaela made had happened in the Godlike tournament, right? If you remember, I don't know if you're gonna remember or not.
Yes,
It
yes,
happened.
yes.
It was an epic comeback game for C3 Meraki. I remember it. That
Yeah,
was a
I remember.
Rafaela. Yeah, right. It was.
Mm.
But now I
And
think,
that time, like I remember before
yeah,
one we had the buff onto the Rafaela, Angela, and all those
mm-mm,
support. Then they went
yeah.
for it.
Ah, it was Rafaela mid lane too there, right? So it was a cheese pick,
5
but now it's
seconds till
working
the
out
enemy
well.
reaches the
But other than that, I want to
battlefield.
mention something
Smash
about
them.
Victini onto the Elise
All
is that
troops deployed.
Elise versus the Esmeralda, this is a very, very boring lane. No one's gonna die, no one's gonna get taken down. It's gonna be dependent almost onto all the team fights there. And if we talk about the team fights, it's definitely gonna be more better for the side of Victini onto that Elise because he does have a very better setup in comparison to an Esmeralda. So this is why first hurdle might be into the hands of Mauryans again.
Escaboy, not even like having a single hint that his red buff is going out from his hand. He started into the Stone Lizard, but now he will get known sooner.
God.
That it's already gone. The Fiend, the red
Gone.
Fiend is already gone from his hand, and now even the Grammar is getting down by the Lancey. What a start for Kenneth! Like went straight on for that invade. There's not a hoping for it though. Cross jungling, whatever you can say, into this new jungling meta. But doesn't matter because
Yeah.
you'll get level 4 eventually because you can take up those crypts.
It's like, when we saw the split screen, I thought the Kenneth was in his jungle because he was so comfortable taking that, and he wasn't even caring who sees him or not. And I think given the fact that Zenith did not spot him less, yeah, they didn't know, so it's completely fine. But the first blood, wow. So this turn better for Zenith.
Okay, they started well, and now they will recuperate that red buff invade, but Lancey will go in for the puncture. So did the Retribution to come.
Okay.
It rolls into the way, and that was the crowd. Here's Rictara goes on. A perfect sweet revenge from the side of Team Mauryans rolls. Roma for the roamer. Turtle is on.
Turtle is on, and it's definitely going to be set by Carboy here, but I don't think it's a very good idea to set a turtle against an Elise who will be willing to get the level 4 and go for the sets here, top lane.
Top lane, a little bit of onto Houdini, and then you go back into the turtle side. I believe the Retribution was the thing. Kenneth did not go for the turtle, but now the fight coming in. He's happening for the race. Remember, cut away, and Big Sheedy gonna get the turtle into his hand. So everything going down. Slin happen onto him, and they're trapping down Houdini here, but Houdini gonna get back into the safer side. He's still absorbing. Okay. Blood off. Okay, the invade is going on. 3 members is still dancing on. Right?
Okay.
That's a quick retribution.
I think he lost that retribution. Okay, it's completely fine. But this is what I was talking about, right? As because you see, when you pair it together, the Elise and an Esmeralda, there's no one that's gonna be dying, but the first turtle will definitely turn better for the Elise because of the amount of potential shots he have. And we could see how important it was that Victini was there into the level 4, even though QE Zenith were the one who tried to start onto the turtle. They weren't able to do so because their XP laner is a zoner, not a setter. For the side of Mauryans Royal, they have an Elise who is a setter, and that is a very, very good set that is coming through from the side of Victini as well, and that made them win that first turtle. And this will eventually be scaling them up too. Like, they will have the tankiness when the Oracle comes through. Wait, bot lane?
Zaman Force 3v1 situation still sustaining. Teasy goes back there, and now we're gonna go for the Chrono Dash. We're gonna see the Holly come again. They managed to take down Sensei here, but that was the fish crack. So it happened on Escaboy, and that will be the revenge coming in. Flicker forced out from Aaron, goes back at a nick of health. The member goes back. Beautiful escape though.
Yeah, that was a very, very fast rotation. I think this is definitely going to be another free golden plating for a Lancelot Ash. And he will definitely be getting that damages in. And, you know, there's no way you catch this guy because there's going to be a bit of a lack of control coming through from the side of QE Zenith's lineup as well. Because, yeah, you want Rintaro to be available, but he is onto the Vengeance. And without the Flicker, there's no surprise set. And how are you willing to do that? Because there's not going to be so much time that Lancelot is going to be waiting for you. And when he have used the rest of the drought, that's a very good sign, a green light for the Lancelot to come to, and Kenneth always does that, but with the turtle coming to as well. There's an ultimate ton of rune from Victini again.
Victini, turn of ruin, as well as the fish crack being forced out again. We're gonna see the puncture coming out from Kenneth. A little bit of poke coming out from the Rafaela as well from the ruin. Missed this time. Not gonna get into his hand, but look at that. Puncture, vengeance, and that will be WOD. Rintaro falls down, slayed happen onto Erin as well. That will be Romer for Romer. And look at it, the deadly magic. Got into the hand though, and it goes back. He managed to save it out. Legend Sensei goes down, respawn happen onto the Belloric. That will be another hat being used. Kenneth, very bad position, doesn't have the puncture. And this will be Houdini, of course, securing that kill, taking out the blue buff. And into the mid, they might give some pressure.
That was a very, very good way to use their passive there. Oh, wait, never mind, Seth.
Okay, another fight, another engage about to happen. And that will be this time through the rain connection. One people caught in the way, and they're chasing it down. Eren, oh no! Falling Storm Moon comes in the way as well. This strike being used where he's at. Inchofel doesn't have the flicker. But, Canic easy on the bot side. Managed to secure a macro for the side of Team Q, Zenith.
I feel like there was a very good amount of self-peel coming through from the side of Mauryans Royals that made it so much harder for the side of Genis to go in, even though they were winning onto the team fight there. But yeah, this will be a turnaround for them too. I don't understand why Victini is on the brute force rather than the Oracle first, because he's going against the Esmeralda. Oracle could have been so much of a better choice than the brute force. The brute force can come later on. And it's also a bit of a utility onto the hands of Escarboy. No wonder he wasn't able to take anyone down just yet, because first build onto the concentrated energy, not really recommend that you want to go for the damage first. I feel like I don't like the hardly onto the utility, because you have so many people to pick off, like the carry, like the Valier. Those two are very important too. If you get the pickup, then it's gonna be so much easier for the team to walk around. But yeah, Turtle will be coming again in 10 seconds as they do have the Son of Ruin yet again without the flicker, though it's the Vengeance. I don't know if they are gonna go the gun test.
Definitely Victini took the first turtle straight away from the hand of Kiwi Zenith. This time also, maybe you're gonna try to make things better for the side of Team Mauryans Royals, but Kiwi Zenith, they played well with the drop. They set it up against Mauryans Royals. Turtle dance already started. Puncture. Okay, Kenneth is away from the pit. Now they go for the contest, but look at that. That will be Legend Sensei. Falling down, killing spree, Canic Cheesy, get the hand. Zavon first coming in as well. Throw the rain connected, Ving just popped up as well. That will be the puncture coming out from the back line. Look at that. With the retribution, get the turtle into the hand. But that will be a shot. Eren goes down. Double onto Kenneth. Look at it. Falling Sermon. Blood off. Beautiful escape comes into the hand, but now they're going to go further.
Okay.
Victor. Oh, man. He was about to flicker it up, but wrong direction.
This is like for Genis now. Finally, they are playing according to the book. Like I already said, for the Esmeralda, you will be the one to go for the zones, not for the set. And I think it was very good that Kenneth was getting zoned away. Houdini finally doing it. He was able to have the space to do it too. And with him forcing Kenneth away and lowering him and his HP, and a kill onto Legit Sensei as well, that was a very, very good green light from the side of QE Zenith there. They don't necessarily have to go for the fights. They have to lessen the amount of people joining the fights. And I think that has to be into the hands of Houdini, and he was able to pull it off. And that's why they won the turtle and they won the fight too.
Even at this point, Canic Teasy, he needs to somehow get, shut down on that. Aaron, no chance to go back. Falls down immediately there. Puncture comes in, through the execution, but no chance. Monster kill for Canic Teasy, and that recalls onto the face of Kenneth. You can see the early game advantage is really giving a lot of things for QE Zenith into this do or die set. Throw the rain. Did not connect to anyone at this moment. Into the tier 2. They're taking out the fight. Falling Star Moon into the backside as well. Zaman force Kenneth. Oh god, Cantizi gonna get the kill there. Onto Victini. No way Victini can do anything at this point. He's like that owl. The last win.
This is why I was, saying maybe it would have been preferable to go for the flicker rather than the vengeance, because I don't think the vengeance will be even hurting Genic TZ2 because he's a magic damage department, not even a basic attack. And he does have a penetration on top of that, so Oracle was necessary rather than brute force first, and then that could have been a very, very good sustain for him already, and they haven't been able to do that. So Mauryans Royal have to struggle a little bit. Now QE Zeniths are already coming online. Victor haven't been able to get the farm here because he's just level 10 to an already level 12 Genic TZ, who already get his core item, which is the Holy Crystal, under the 9 minute of the game, which is very, very commendable because it means that he have been farming pretty easily and without getting disturbed. And Mauryans Royals, they have to have a very, very good setup for the carry here because he is only going to be their win condition. Other than that, it's gonna be absolutely useless if they want to go for the fights without having that damage.
Things got changed. It's kind of subsidiary this time because QE Zenith gonna get the Lord uncontested. Nobody from Mauryans Royals is going to contest, but somehow Kenneth, he managed to clutch steal that turtle. He could have come in for the puncture, but he is fearing right now that Belleric's taunt as well as the Rafaela's stun. So do the damage coming out from Genic TZ. The goal lead is so massive around QE Zenith. Look at it. It's more than a 7k goal lead, and you can see the item sections.
Yep. This is a utility Harley build that I was talking about, but when you are ahead, it's completely gonna be fine because there's already a damage onto the hands of Genic TZ, which you can play around with. Other than that, Victini is so in need of magic defense, man. That's gonna be a bit of a setup. Look at that.
Holy shield clear, and they're gonna go for the engage. Genic TZ gonna get the legendary on Kenneth. Falls down there, throw the rain connected, but that will be a double. My goodness, he's going for a double killing spree onto Victini as well. They might gonna give the finish. 2 of the members surviving. Victor, he does have the light will, but look at the taunt coming up. The Valorant goes in for the back line. Gonna get some stun. Some on first popped up. They're gonna make sure that they will hit the base. The minion waves, it got down there. Okay, they're gonna go in and once again locking down the base from the behind. We're gonna see the Harley striking in with the damage. Victor goes down, slips onto Legend Sensei, and now it's over. QE Zenith gonna take on the game number 2 with a victory towards the game number 3 for this series. The Heaven's Call is real, guys. We are going into the game number 3, the tiebreaker between Team QE Zenith and Mauryans Royals. Well played with the Rafaela mid.
Yeah, that was a Rafaela mid that we are witnessing there. A lot of amount of magic defenses and magic damage, and Victini decides to go for a brute force and a dominance eyes. Come on, man, you can do better than that. Oracle plus a Radiant armor is already good enough. I don't know why they love the brute force so much when there's no physical damages from the side of Zenith there. You have to be very decisive of what you build out, and I don't think Victor needs the Sea Halberd as well. He needed the Trinity more than the Sea Halberd because there's already a anti-heal onto the hands of Lazix Sensei too. Yeah, this time around, I think there was a very, very good play coming through from the side of Zenith as well because they were able to win out onto the lane. The rotations was so perfect as well, even though they have been losing out onto the early game. The mid game power spike was coming through. The Harris into the mid game, very, very unbeatable, and he was so early onto the Holy Crystal as well, and that was a good amount of damage that he was already having, and it was so clean for that.
Definitely. Now we're going for the third game. What do you think, Debbie? Belleric ban?
Yeah, they should. Either way, they should.
I mean, Aaron got it for the first time. He won the game. Then we saw it into the Rintaro. He won the game. So definitely the Belleric is the main problem. But no, I believe the main problem was that Harad. Genic TZ onto that Harad literally played so well. The way he played, I know. I mean, he is playing the winning lane against the carry, but then He played it against the Lancelot. He went in for those team fights, even though there was the obstruction from the Badang. Still, he managed to shine. So Kanektizi, he got the MVP for it. And at the same moment, if you are taking down the Belleric, there is the respawn from Rithik. So yeah, I mean, it's just a few seconds you are making the Belleric out from the Land of Dawn. He's eventually coming in.
That's bad. Now that I think about it, it's definitely gonna be a red side Belleric ban plus the Atlas 2. Or maybe let go of the Atlas and do not ban the Belleric. I feel like there wasn't even a draft gap. I think it was more of an execution gap in this game. Because game number 1 was a better draft from the side of Mauryans, but game number 2 was Zenith doing better even with that wholly good amount of magic damages. So let's see. Game number 3, the decider, like you said. Mauryans Royal, they are onto the blue side. Atlas ban, Zenith, Belleric, let's go.
Yeah, maybe Belleric, maybe the Hirara, because they love to ban
yeah.
the Hirara. I was really hoping to see a Hirara because I mean it's working so well in the early game, and if you get the snowball, you're doomed. The enemies are doomed. So definitely, QE Zenith, is it a Belleric or a Hirara? Because so far the red side is banning out the Hirara.
Hirara, Ling, right? Hirara, Ling, Atlas, and Juxin has been their go-to ban for both of these teams here, especially onto the red side.
Different
So
perspectives expose
I'm
the
expecting
same
that to go
truth.
okay. Oh, okay. They want to ban out the Marcel first. So Mauryans Royals, they are onto the first pick, but I haven't seen them picking out any of the assassins except any of the assassins that are good in this meta, like the Hirara, like the Fanny, or even the Ling, right? It's always gonna be banned away. They were only playing the Lancelot, and which is not really a good meta hero too. It's not a meta. That's the end of it. So they ban away the Hirara still. Janice, this is the good time to ban out the Belleric.
I think Zenith got the idea.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, they're not playing the assassin, so it may be a chance that we can play the assassin. Belleric banned.
Mm.
Harrod. Okay. Mauryan Royals are the one banning out the Harrod this time.
Deep.
And that would be a link ban, of course.
Okay. So with the Ling ban, with the what was Jushin? Jushin is gone. Jushin is completely left open. Heresy is what they ban. I did not expect it actually, but I feel like Jushin is not really a first pick hero anymore because there's a lot of ways to counter it with the assassin coming back again, like the situation of the Eve too. What do they wanna pick first is gonna be the question because for Mauryan Royals, I think they do well onto the utility as well because they pick out the Balmon and they have been so good onto the rotation as well. First pick, Freya is also out there, but these two haven't picked the Freya, no?
No Freya, no Paquito even. So
Oh yeah,
they don't
Paquito
want to go
too.
for the damage EXP. They preferring
Damage.
setup or you can say sustain Lapu Lapu, a lot kind of sort of things.
I am a
Oh,
daughter of
gimme.
Northern
There is a
Vale.
huge chance we might going to see a veteran here, utility. But Freya, as you named the evil is here. For QE Zenith Houdini out of the Freya. He loves to play it. He do play it better. But I was really hoping him to see on a Lapu Lapu. I don't know why. But Lilia, legit
Yeah.
sensei. Oh, sorry, Rithik.
Yeah, they are. Okay, they are expecting an Esmeralda into the hands of Mauryan Royals right there. I feel that's why they pick out the Lilia, but then the Lilia doesn't really do well against the Esmeralda. It's more of a Valir kind of hero to play them Esmeralda against. But it didn't work out to that game number 2 because of the lack of early game that they had for Zenith, for Mauryan Royals rather. So even if they pick out the Esmeralda, I wouldn't mind here because they can actually have a very good flex. Okay, Lapu Lapu instead. You know what, Ash? Lapu doesn't really do well against the Freya
The
though.
night sky tells all.
Erwin, gonna go for okay. It's the Freya goal.
Yeah.
It's Canik easy onto the Freya and Houdini gonna go for the Esmeralda against the Lapu Lapu. It's a great matchup in the EXP. Victini versus Houdini on that Esmeralda Lapu Lapu. Erwin going for the Horsey, the Hylos.
Yeah.
What else QE Zenith will have in their pocket for the Rome? Because now you see the Marcel, Tlas, So the Balman getting banned. So 2 of the potential roamer has been taken out. Hylos in this side. Belleric has been taken down as well. What else is remaining into the roam? You can go for a comfort pick like a Grok, which is not in the meta, but still working in the
Yeah.
good hands. But if not those picks, then you can try out
Welcome to the
Khalid,
greatest
or
mag show of all time.
you know, like if you're gonna go for the utility, then you can try out a Matilda as well.
Long.
But apart from all these things, Devi, are we going to see you know, like something?
I am the power of light
chip?
incarnate.
Tip. Oh,
They call me
Okay.
a hero because I saved
I
my
wouldn't mind
nation
it.
from
Oh,
falling
okay.
apart.
This season is what they needed. I feel like Mauryans should have banned the Yi season because this is a goal Freya, right? And an XP Esmeralda. And they needed that late game hero.
And you're playing
So
against
now-
you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Question is the trade.
They are just. The thing is, with the Gimme first pick, right? It's kind of safe to say that the Yi Shin will not be that vulnerable because that's gonna be a lack of burst. It's more of a continuous damage. They need an assassins here for some way, Mauryans Royals,
Let's
so
fight
that
for
at
our
least they
heart's
will be
content.
able to go against the Lilia or even the Yi
Come
Shin.
on, Dexter.
Oh,
It's our
Lucas.
showtime.
I don't know about this though. Even the Claude, neither the Claude.
Okay, like the Claude against Freya and Esmeralda. I'm
Mm,
not sure about it. And even you talk about Kenneth not being so good with assassins. We haven't seen him though. That's why.
yeah.
So he really went for the Lucas. I was hoping for the Suyu. I don't know why, because Ishin
Yeah,
Chin
yeah,
can't get a matchup against the Suyu. So yeah, you could
Yeah.
have cleared it up for your side. Minotaur. I was hoping for the chip. I was hoping for a Gatot Kasha in the midway. I don't know why, but they're gonna go for a Minnow. He'll kind of having a lot of sustain. QE Zenith, and they don't have a true
Yeah.
damage to burst it out other than the Kimmy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the game
5
number
seconds till the
3.
enemy
This is the
reaches the
tiebreaker between Mauryans Royals and
Smash
QE
them.
Zenith at MOBA Class Series powered by
All
Algambo
troops
Esports.
deployed.
And this time, it will be the final blow, the final call. Whoever wins, take on the game, take on the series.
That's what we're hoping for to see in game number 3, manifesting for it as well. But yeah, I understand why US is suggesting a chip here instead of the Minotaur, because with the presence of the chip, the Freya will always be available onto the map, which is what you usually want to do, brawl when you have a Freya or even an Esmeralda. But yeah, in this scenario, I feel like it's very understandable that they went for the Minotaur, because usually when you play out a Minotaur, you need to have something of a frontliner that can be a distractor, and they have a 2. They have a very, very good map hack as well onto the Mountain Shocker. That's what they want to play around with, and I think early game they have to be a little bit careful. But when it comes to the first hurdle, the setup, the initiations, everything might be started by Janice instead of Mauryans Royals, because they don't have that good amount of crowd control that can work against the Esmeralda or even the Freya, because you can see, right, Esmeralda is not even onto the Purify.
Yep, Esmeralda is onto a sprint this time. That's actually crazy, but I mean, it works though. But yep, they're gonna fight for it. Okay, a little bit up stun. Poke onto Rintaro. Gonna sustain. It's a Minotaur after all.
Minotaur, constant healing. It's like he's drinking energy drinks. At the moment you poke him out, he's unpokeable. But early game, he's gonna be a little bit squishy, right? Because he does have the heal. You have to have a downside there too. But onto the other side, wait, can it easy?
The damage though. Retribution now. Gonna go for that blast as well as little for HP for Cannicteezy. He finds his way back. Nobody is there to follow it up. Might gonna get into the safer zone. I don't know why he is standing still there. Okay, Mono Shocker release zone coming in, but now gonna go for a little bit of
Victor.
He don't have the level 4, but still surviving. Now he got the level 4. He might gonna go for the Valkyrie decent. Kenneth in a very bad position, taking out the help of the Cyclone Eye to go back. Into the meantime, the turtle secured from the side of King Zenith, and now Houdini Gonna go for Victini and gonna get the first blood as well. Victini! And that will be the blue buff. It's made happening by Traction Balls here. Kenneth got the kill into his hand. And now we're gonna get double for Houdini. Got his hand on Legend Sensei. Triple on Aaron. Can it be a maniac of 2 minutes, 50 seconds? Maniac getting the turret damage. Houdini still surviving. Maniac on out of time perfectly. 2 minutes, 56 seconds, Maniac for Houdini.
That is a fast-moving sprint Esmeralda Houdini. Very good job, well done there. The way he maneuvered around the map, knowing fully well that he will be able to take damages, but look at that.
Okay, Valkyrie decent. Can it Cheesy gonna go in there? Can it punish? Everything finds the kill there. But now we can see that follow coming in for Legend Sensei. Get the hand onto Rinchara. Flicker being forced out. Gonna go for the little bit of burst out from that Lilia. Legend Sensei. What a beautiful escape. What a beautiful target. Deck down the kill. QE Zenith. Who getting the advantage of the early game, but then you see Mauryans Royals are not stepping back.
Yeah, they are not stopping back there. They are trying to find a trade out across the map, knowing the fact that if they are going to go all in onto one person, they will be able to buy a bit of time. But this is the downside of having a lack of damage into the early game in the mid lane side. You don't really have to do anything just yet. And given the fact that there are so many fighters there into the hands of QE Zenith, they cannot really win onto the early fight. But look at that!
Okay, glorious pathway for the help, but now Victor very bad into the position. Rinchado get a kill. Ring goes down. Escobar finds as well. Rinchado falls down. Let's just gonna call it out, but gonna get the kite to go back into the safer zone. Churchill uncontested once again for Escobar.
Yeah, this is what we were hoping for when we see two fighters and a very good farming marksman into the jungle there. And now this is definitely going to be so much better for the side of QE Zenith, because they are able to rotate out 4-5 together at a time, because the clearance coming through from Houdini was so much better. He have a very, very good game into the side lane as well. Both of the sides are actually a winning lane. This is why we were skeptical about the pick onto the court too. And they cannot really do anything. Look at that.
Okay, that's the Mono Shocker release. The cannon goes down. Escobar finds the kill, and the red buff is still not taken out by Mauryans Royals. And now the fight will be eventually going at the jungle area. We're going to see the follow-ups and the slowdown out of the buff onto that high loss. And into the meantime, Victor. Oh, he can't do anything. Cheesy got the kill. Knock on happening there. We can see the flicker. Goes back in the safer side. Not a flick. Oh, it's a flicker. I thought it's a BMI, but then now it's a flicker. Vested at this moment, Tier 1 in a very bad position, in the danger to take him down. But at this moment, Mounted Shocker coming in, killing spree for Escobar, and that will be a double onto Kenneth, and the blue buff will also get faded away from Mauryans Royals. What a domination coming out from QE Zenith in the early game after Houdini's 2 minute 56 seconds Maniac.
Oh my goodness, that was what a good reminder you have done. 2 minutes, a Maniac gonna be coming through from from Houdini, and he's showing signs of life since the start of the game. A very, very good goalie that they have into each and every of their lane, especially into the jungle too. This is why you don't really want to play the fighter against a Yi Xunshin, because your farming is really, really not up to the power of the Yi Xunshin too. And I think Zenith really knows well onto the drop. They're fundamental up to the drop, which I've always been mentioning. When you have fighters, especially the Freya, you want to play the map, you want to go for the brawl, and that's what they are doing, because they know that Mauryans Royals will not be winning them into the brawl fights, and they've been winning. Look at that.
For his spot, we're gonna go back, but now the chase coming in. Bill, look at Cheesy going inside the face. The Valkyrie decent still stranding on, but now he's in a very bad position. He might get taken out, but he's going back. Cheesy traction falls. It got captured. But now Victor and Victini gonna get the mark, but in the meantime, Victini will take him down. Revenge comes instantly. Turtle taken out by Kenneth. Shut down onto Escobar. Both of them goes inside the pit and falls down. I believe it's actually an overextension, but still it do works.
There was not a shutdown kill onto Kenneth DG, but it was a shutdown kill onto Esker boy. He shouldn't have done that because you do not really want to give a shutdown kill onto the late game hero like a Kimmy, who also have a Scar Piercer, which I prefer it to have to. I would prefer if he went for the glowing one instead into the first item and then the Sky Piercer, because the amount of heal coming through from the side of Zenith is also so very much, because you see the Freya is there, the Esmeralda is there, and on top of that there is a Minotaur. Those are a very, very disgusting amount of heals that they have, and the seal on top of that too. And I think with one stack onto the Sky Piercer for the Gimme here, it will be completely fine. Very, very handleable. Still, he needs to get that glowing one. When he does have that, that's going to be a very green light for them to go for the fights. When the response to the fight when Zenith wanted to go for those fights. 50 seconds is waited for the turtle to come through. Already a lot of turrets taken down by the side of Zenith there.
I never liked in this meta going for a Lucas against the sustain kind of picks. You could have tried an Alpha, bro. Like, it's better than Lucas. I don't know. I mean, because of the true damage, Legend Sensei goes down, shut down, get it on to the mark as well. Slain happen onto him. Glorious spotted for the save from the behind. Victini comes in double onto Aaron as well. Erin Tara goes down there. They're trapping down Victini here. We're going to see the Valkyrie decent being used as well. Look at the damage coming out from Nick Teasy. Going to get the mark out to Victor. And Nick Teasy eventually falls down. Victor got a kill there. He coming in for a double, but Hrithik finds his way back. Doesn't have the ultimate. I mean, now he got the cooldown on Black Zeus. Lord.
The talisman present into the hands of the Esmeralda, and Houdini is able to dance around the map without doing anything, without having to do anything, because he is not gonna be a threat. He's not gonna be in a dangerous position, because he can just dance around, get the seal, and walk away when there's a damage coming through from Mauryans and Royals, especially onto those two marksmen that they have. But for one fact is that Mauryans Royals. Not Mauryans, Zenith, they cannot drag the game to the 15th minute, because that's gonna be a very, very dangerous timing. Because there's two marksmen onto the hands of Mauryans Royals. They have a late game hero too. They did have a setup. They couldn't really capitalize on that, so they cannot really risk anything there. You don't have to drag the game for so long. Try to end the game as early as possible. Yes, you do have a Yi Shen, but Mauryans Royals, they have two marksmen which you cannot handle when they get the farm up.
Things are not so good for Mauryans Royals. You don't have a single holy shield being there. I mean, it's just the top one. Doesn't matter because the Lord marching from the bot. The mid lane is totally exposed. They're sinking the lane. They're also coming out from the top side. They're trying to make you waited out your resources before the fight, but in the meantime, I'm gonna see a proper fight coming in. Look at that, Monoshocker release. Gonna make sure that the Glorious Pathway will get used before the Lord comes in. Look at that, Victini goes in. Oh, Flicker with that beautiful setup from the Minotaur, but look at it, the falling Star Moon, he survives. He somehow survives. Mega kill. Victini goes down. The first is so high. Lord still not even affected an inch. It doesn't have the Glorious Pathway. Mid-tier 1 falls down. That's an exposure to the Nexus from both the ways. Are we going to see a little bit of bomb coming in? Falling Stormrun once again comes in as well. That will be the Victor. Going out from the back line. Kenneth falls down there. Slain happen on the Escaboy, but they're locking down the base at this moment. We're going to see a Slain onto Aaron as well. Slain onto Legend Sensei. Kenneth easy in the meantime gonna fall down. Double onto Rintaro, but the minions wave and the locking on the base will work perfectly to secure a reverse sweep against Team Mauryans Royals. Kiwi Zenith are the winner. It's their home game and they will slay it down to a perfect reverse sweep. 2-1.
2-1, definitely a beautiful, beautiful score. And a very good draft coming through from the side of QE Zenith as well. They know and understand what their draft is capable to do. That's why I was kind of skeptical about the first pick onto the Kimi as well, because yeah, there's so many amount of damage dealers, there's so many amount of heal, and you're late onto the build onto the anti-heal as well. Because you see, onto those team fight, you could see that the Freya, the Esmeralda, the Minotaur, they were healing like there was no anti-heal coming through from the side of for Mauryans Royals there, and you could see how it had impacted the game too. And I think it would have been so much better if they can get that anti-heal into that first phase, because everywhere they were fighting, the heal was too much that they cannot last long into the team fight, and the damage wasn't even enough because Victor, he did not go again for the Trinity, and this is not gonna be worth it, man. And you can see how much of a problem it had become.
Indeed. And even that Lucas thing is not working so well. I don't know why Kenneth went for the Lucas. The Balmond was banned. That's might be the reason, but still, like, you could have taken on an Alpha, but Lucas, no, bro, it's not working in this meta. That's too
Yeah.
with Kimmy and that sort of things. You could have, I mean, if you want to go for the utility, why not the Fed? But it's fine. I think it's a scrim, so after all, they're trying it out. It's went on for a third game. So definitely, congratulations, QZ, for the win. I hope this win will give you more power and more boosting towards the next day, because we'll have continuous screams for more 4 days. So guys, we'll be taking a short break coming out for the last game. Don't go anywhere. The last series is yet to come, and the casters will come as well. Me and Debbie will be taking off our leave, but the new set of casters will come in. Stay tuned, guys.
नमस्कार देवियों सज्जनों, स्वागत है आपका मोबा वार्म क्लास सीरीज में। और उसी के साथ आज के ये मैचेस जो है वो चलते हुए जा रहे हैं। मैं हूं आपका कास्ट सचिन राव, मेरे साथ कास्टिंग करते हुए जुड़ेंगे पीची। और ये जो मैचेस चलेंगे आज के वो कास्ट करते हुए हम देखेंगे और आपसे भी जानेंगे कि कौन सी टीम्स को आप जो है सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। चलिए, एक तरफ रहने वाली है आज बात करें टीम की तो यहाँ पे रहने वाली क्वीनोवा, दूसरी साइड यहाँ पे रहेगी टीम द गॉडफादर्स। अब बात करें गॉडफादर्स, आई थिंक पिछले बार मैं और एसटीजी जो है इनका मैच कास्ट कर रहे थे और उस समय उनका डेब्यू मैच था। उस समय काफी बेहतरीन तरीके से खेला था उन्होंने और आई थिंक इन्होंने आर्लिंग एमएल के अगेंस्ट में यहाँ पे खेला था और काफी अच्छा खासा मैं कहूंगा डोमिनेटिंग यहाँ पे प्रदर्शन दिया था अपना। तो यहाँ पे देखना पड़ेगा इस बार नोवा के सामने वो कितना अच्छे तरीके से यहाँ पे खेलते हुए दिखते हैं। बैन्स की बात करें तो बैन्स अभी आते हुए हमें दिखेंगे। चलिए, मार्शल पहले बैन हुआ है क्यों नोवा की तरफ से।
मार्शल इज लाइक वेरी परमा बैन जो हम लोग हर एक मैच में देख रहे हैं। इवन प्रीवियस मैच में भी हमें देखने मिला एंड इसी के साथ ये मैच में भी। तो एक बात है कि अभी तक टीम्स रेडी नहीं है मार्शल के लिए, तो इट इज लाइक अ वेरी सेफ बैन। आगे बढ़ते हुए बैकलेस, आई थिंक यहाँ पर बेलेट पिक होगा या तो बैन होगा। द गॉडफादर्स थोड़ा सा टैंकी साइड अभी भी नहीं लेना चाहते हैं अकाई द बैंड।
और इसी के साथ यहाँ पे हिरारा बैन हुआ है। हिरारा की बात करें अभी थोड़ा सा चलने लगी है, अब लोगों ने थोड़ा सा पोटेंशियल समझ लिया हिरारा को। बेसिकली आप लेवल 2 हो जाते हैं ना, तो लेवल 2 के बाद आप सीधा इन्वेड और लाइक टीम फाइट पे पार्टिसिपेट करते हुए दिखते हैं। लेवल 2 में उनका स्पाइक आ जाता है तो एक एडवांटेज आपके लिए क्रिएट हो जाता है। और इसी के कारण ना हिरारा का जो फार्मिंग स्पीड है वो स्लो किया गया है और इस चीज को अभी प्लेयर्स ने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पहचान लिया है कि रेदर आपकी यहाँ पे जंगल पे टाइम वेस्ट करने से अच्छा जैसे आप लेवल 2 हो गया फाइट पे एंगेज करिए और अर्ली गेम पे जितना हो सके प्रेशर वगैरह बनाइए। अर्ली गेम पे अगर आपको 2 से 3 किल मिल जाते हैं तो हिरारा के साथ स्नो बॉलिंग आपकी जो है वो बहुत ज्यादा इजी हो जाती है और जिससे ऑलमोस्ट आपका जो मिड तक जो गेम है वो आप बहुत अच्छी तरीके से डोमिनेट करते हुए चल सकते हैं। उसी के साथ साथ बात की जाए तो गॉड यहाँ पे बैन आते हुए दिखेंगे और क्यूइनोवा वो उठाते हुए दिखेगी हमको। इडोरा की बात करें अभी रिसेंटली बहुत ज्यादा पॉप होने लगी है जब से थोड़ा सा बोल सकते हैं कि इनके ऊपर रिवर्क किया गया था बेसिकली। और वहां से जो है ना अब इडोरा के पास लाइक बोल सकते हो आपकी टैंक को भी अच्छे तरीके से यूवी डैमेज देती है लगातार। उसके साथ साथ बस्ट पोटेंशियल भी इनका बढ़ा दिया है तो लाइक ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं कि बस्ट भी चल सकती है उसके साथ एवी भी चल सकती है। आप जैसा चाहे सिचुएशन के हिसाब से इसको यूज कर सकते हैं तो ये एक बहुत अच्छा बोल सकते हैं कि स्ट्रेटेजी रहता है आपका। और ऐसे असैसिन जैसे अगर मेटा पे है तो उनके लिए सबसे बड़ा खतरा यहाँ पे इडोरा जो है वो बनी रहती है।
डेफिनेटली एंड यूडोरा का स्टंट जो है उसका जो ड्यूरेशन है वो काफी अच्छा है। टीम्स के पास इतना टाइम मिलता है पूरा एक अच्छा सेट इंटरप्ट करने को, तो इसी कारण यहाँ पर हमें देखने मिल रहा है क्यों यूडोरा ज्यादा से ज्यादा फर्स्ट पिक में उठाया गया है। बेलेरिक वाज काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेड क्योंकि एक बात है कि बेलेरिक अभी भी किंग ऑफ टैंक्स बने रहे हैं, प्लस काफी अच्छा क्राउड कंट्रोल देते हैं जो पूरी टीम को नीडेड है। हम जो अभी मेटा पे आए हैं इट इज काइंड ऑफ एन असैसिन मेटा। असैसिन को अगर तुम कंटिन्यूस क्राउड कंट्रोल देते हो तो वो डेफिनेटली अच्छी तरह से स्टैक होगा, बट कंटिन्यूस क्राउड कंट्रोल देने के लिए क्यों इनोवा जाती है ग्रॉक और एलिस। एलिस इज अ वेरी गुड सस्टेन EXP लेनर। यहाँ पर उनके हाथ पे भी डैमेज आएगा एलिस के कारण ब्लड और, बट अभी क्यों नोवा आई थिंक यहाँ पर नोलन जैसे ऐसा असर या तो एक हायाबुसा जैसे देखने मिल सकता है। मार्क्समैन के बारे में बात करें बैन होते हुए क्लॉड मॉस्को नेक्स्ट शुड बी ऑन द बैन।
और चलिए यहाँ पे अब बात की जाए जिस तरीके की जो स्थिति है वो यहाँ पे बनती हुई दिखेगी। चलिए, गॉडफादर की तरफ से वो मेल्टडाउन करने के लिए आएंगे जरूर कैरी। उसके साथ साथ दूसरी साइड की बात करें ना, एलिस काफी अच्छी चॉइस मेरे को लग रही है। लेन क्लियरिंग आपको अच्छा खासा मिल जाता है, उसके साथ साथ एवी काफी अच्छा खासा बन जाता है आपका, तो बैकलेन को टारगेट करने के लिए अच्छा खासा है सेटअप देने के लिए। अब आपको कुछ ऐसा चाहिए जो डैमेज भरपूर दे पाए तो वो देखने वाली बात होगी किस तरीके से। इडोरा जरूर वहां पे मौजूदा रहेंगे लेकिन बेलरिक जो है ना वो थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम बनते हुए दिखेंगे हमको और काफी ज्यादा दिक्कत देते हुए दिखते हैं। तो लेट्स सी किस तरीके से ये जो है यहाँ पे स्थिति बनती हुई दिखेगी। लेकिन हायाबुसा बैन गॉडफादर की तरफ से काफी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा। नहीं चाहते कि बैकलेन को कोई भी टारगेट कर सके और हायाबुसा के पास बोल सकते हैं कि एक तरीके से क्वाड शैडो लगा के वो टारगेट कर सकते थे पीछे MM या मेज को, और इसलिए यहाँ पे हायाबुसा को बैन किया जाएगा। उसके साथ साथ हंजो यहाँ पे बैन किया गया है क्यूइनोवा की तरफ से। काफी इंटरेस्टिंग बैन मैं कहूंगा उसके साथ साथ देखा जाए तो ओवरऑल अभी स्थिति यहाँ पे बनी हुई है, लेकिन एमएम के ऊपर थोड़ी सी नजर रहने वाली है कि एमएम यहाँ पे क्या उठाया जाएगा, क्योंकि आपको ऐसा एमएम उठाना पड़ेगा जो बेलरिक के अगेंस्ट अच्छे तरीके से चल जाए, डैमेज भरपूर रूप से दे पाए और लाइक थोड़ा सीसी से भी बच पाए। तो लेट्स सी, आई थिंक हनाबी वगैरह जा सकते हैं क्योंकि आपके पास रेंज रहेगा। बेलरिक से दूर ज्यादा अगर आप रहेंगे तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि आपको एक चांस मिल जाता है, और अगर हनाबी नहीं तो फिर कोई दूसरा ही एमएम के साथ जाते हुए देख सकते हैं, या तो बेट्रिक्स हो सकती हैं, क्योंकि बेट्रिक्स देखा जाए ओवरऑल सिचुएशन में चल जाती है काफी अच्छी तरीके से। चलिए वायसेस आते हुए दिखे हमको, आई थिंक जंगल जाते हुए दिखेंगे वायसेस, और देखा जाए वायसेस जंगल अभी भी अच्छे तरीके से चल रहे हैं। और हैरिथ, ओके ये काफी अच्छी अप्रोच, ट्रेडिशनल एमएल ना जाते हुए वो जाएंगे हैरिथ के साथ। वो मैजिक बर्स्ट आएगा जो काफी अच्छे तरीके से वर्क कर सकता है, इवन कैरी को भी पोक दे सकता है दूर से रेंज के थ्रू, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा एडवांटेज रहेगा। अब ओवरऑल देखा जाए ना तो विनिंग कंडीशन यहाँ पे नोवा के लिए कुछ इस तरीके से बनती हुई दिखेगी कि उनको बोल सकते हैं कि आप लाइक एक टीम फाइट अगर वो जीतती है ना तो वो बहुत ज्यादा आउटपुट निकाल जाएंगे। अगर एक भी वाइप आउट आता है यहाँ पे क्यूई नोवा की तरफ से, तो वहां पे ओवरऑल आप बोल सकते हैं जो पोटेंशियल है उनका वो इस बात पे रहेगा। लेकिन दूसरी साइड अगर देखा जाए ना, नोवा यहाँ पे उनके पास थोड़ा सा बहुत ज्यादा मैजिक डैमेज हो गया कहीं ना कहीं, फिजिकल डैमेज थोड़ा सा कम है, टैंक जरूर है उनके पास, टेक्टोनिक चार्ज आएगा, लेकिन वायसेस एक ऐसी मात्रा रहेंगी जो यहाँ पे डैमेज देते देखेंगे। दूसरी साइड की बात करें, यहाँ पे लिंक आ चुके हैं, आई मीन लिंक आप गए हैं लेकिन सामने इडोरा ऑलरेडी पिक है, उसके बावजूद आप लिंक जा रहे हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा बोल सकते हैं कि आपको कॉन्फिडेंस होगा अपने लिंक के ऊपर कि इतना है कि अगर आप इडोरा भी सामने है, एक तरह से काउंटर ही मान लीजिए, उसके अगेंस्ट में अगर आप खेल पाते हैं तो लेट्स सी किस तरीके से चलेगा। टीम गॉडफादर वर्सेस क्यूइनोवा स्टार्ट होता हुआ जाएगा। देवियो सजनो आ चुके हैं हम ऑफ लैंड ऑफ जॉन में, और उसी के साथ आज की ये मैच जो है स्टार्ट होता हुआ जा रहा है। बेस्ट ऑफ 3 का सीरीज यहाँ पे रहने वाला है। यहाँ पे तो मैच जो जीतेगा वो बनेगा विजेता। उसी के साथ जो जंगलर्स है वो जाएंगे अपने रोटेशन की तरफ, और ये देखिए क्रीप से स्टार्ट करते हुए देखेंगे वो लिजार्ड से, और उसी के साथ साथ सीधा जाते हुए हमें दिखने वाले हैं ब्लू बफ की तरफ। थोड़ा सा डाउन जरूर किया है, वायसेस अभी भी जुड़े हुए हैं, थोड़ा सा स्लो है अभी। और दूसरी साइड की भी बात की जाए ना, जिस तरीके से टीम यहाँ पे आती हुई अर्ली गेम थोड़ा सा बोल सकते हैं कि इंपॉर्टेंट रहने वाला है। इडोरा का जो रोटेशन है वो किस तरीके से आता हुआ हमें दिखेगा, वो थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा। और देखिए थोड़ा सा हमें पोक करने के लिए आएंगे जरूर, पीछे हटे हैं। और टॉप लेन की बात की जाए तो अभी भी परख रहे हैं, वो लेन को फ्रीज करते हुए दिख रहे हैं। अच्छा खासा एक स्ट्रेटेजी यहाँ पे बनती हुई दिख सकती है। लीतो की तरफ मौजूदा रहेंगे वायसेस, और लीतो लेते हुए दिखे। ऊपर की बात करें तो अभी रेड यानी कि ऑरेंज बफ जो है वो लेते हुए दिख रहे हैं। लिंक यहाँ पे देखते हैं, चलिए ओ मिड लेन की तरफ जाएंगे जरूर। डैमेज थोड़ा सा दिया है, पोक आया है, पीछे हटे हैं, बाल बाल बचते हुए बचेंगे। और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे रीजन स्मॉल किया है। वाइसेस सभी जो है क्रीप लेते हुए दिख रहे हैं। उसके बाद जाएंगे सीधा लिंक की बात करें तो उनको फार्म करना पड़ेगा लेवल 4 जैसी वो होंगे तो एक फाइट लेते हुए दिख सकते हो। टेम्पर्स ऑफ ब्लेड उनका आएगा किस तरीके से, और कहीं ना कहीं डोरा यहाँ पे वो मौके का फायदा उठाएंगी जरूर लिंक को स्टन देते हुए। वो स्टन से बहुत ज्यादा बचना मैं कहूंगा कि आवश्यक रहने वाला है लिंक के लिए, क्योंकि अगर एम्बुश पे पकड़ा इडोरा ने तो फिर वहां पे जो है आपकी स्थिति खराब होती हुई दिख सकती है।
डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर नॉइजी जो है लेवल 4 हो चुका है, अभी टोटल आने वाला है काफी 5 सेकंड के अंदर पे। एंड यहाँ पर दोनों टीम्स को जाना पड़ेगा मिड लेन पे, काफी खतरा नॉइजी के लिए अपने टेम्पेस्ट ऑफ ब्लेड यूज अप कर चुके हैं। ये वाली जो स्किल थी वो मुझे देखना था अराउंड द टर्टल, क्योंकि वायसेस के ऊपर एक अच्छा एज दे सकता है। एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन यहाँ पर बाहर निकलते हुए उनकी पूरी टीम आ चुकी है एज अ बैकअप। ग्रॉक भी काफी अटके हुए यहाँ पर, माथे भी खतरा है, बैकलाइन से माथे काफी लो, बट वो बॉल ब्लॉक करेगी उन्हें। एंड उसी के साथ और एक डेथ हो चुका है लिंक के ऊपर। एक अच्छा स्टन यूडोरा से, बट वो काफी ना रहा। एंड ये हुई एल्बर्ट के लिए टोटल।
काफी अच्छा खासा वहां पे फाइट लिया, जिस तरीके से वो सेट बनाते हुए दिखे टीम क्वीनोवा, बेहतरीन तरीके से वो सेट बनाया। और यहाँ पे टर्टल स्लेन करते हुए दिखेंगे एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन, वो जाते हुए दिखे। नॉइजी वहां पे अपना जो है अभी भी ब्लू बफ लेते हुए दिखेंगे। अगर देखा जाए जिस तरीके से अर्ली गेम वो फाइट हुआ, वहां पे डबल किल निकाला, और इसके साथ ही टर्टल यहाँ पे ले चुके हैं। तो क्वीनोवा उनकी शुरुआत काफी अच्छी तरीके से हुई है इस समय। एक लीड आप बोल सकते हैं कि वो थोड़ी सी यहाँ पे मिलती हुई दिखेगी उनको। अब ये लीड जो है उनको मेंटेन करते हुए जानी है धीरे धीरे। अब जो है ना बोल सकते हैं कि छोटे छोटे जो गोल्ड है, छोटे छोटे जो क्रीप है, वहां से जो है बिग डिफरेंस क्रिएट होते हुए हमें दिखेंगे। और इससे पहले अगर बात की जाए तो यहाँ पे बॉटम लेन की तरफ एलिस को धाराशायी किया जाएगा और बहुत अच्छी तरीके से यहाँ पे उनको जो है शट डाउन दिया गया है। दूसरी साइड की अगर बात करें तो यहाँ पे नोवा काफी अच्छे तरीके से खेलती हुई दिख रही है। डोरा जो पिक है वो काफी ज्यादा मैं कहूंगा यहाँ पे इफेक्टिव साबित होता हुआ दिख रहा है। उनका एक तरफ से जो इम्पैक्ट है ना गेम में काफी अच्छे तरीके से आ रहा है, जिसके कारण ना लिंग फ्रीली रोम नहीं कर सकते, फ्रीली इंगेज नहीं कर सकते। उनको थोड़ा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा कि कहीं से भी उनको जो है वो स्टन ना पड़ जाए। और ये देखिए डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा थोड़ा सा। अब गॉडफादर की बात की जाए ना पीछे, तो उनके लिए विनिंग कंडीशन ये है कि गेम को किसी भी तरीके से लेट गेम में लेके जाए, जिसके कारण लिंक जो है स्प्लिट पुश कर पाएंगे। और फिर उनके साथ साथ यहाँ पे कैरी का जो डैमेज है ना वो बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आता हुआ हमें दिखेगा।
ओ चलिए देखते हैं यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा टेंशन बढ़ती हुई। एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन को पूरी विजन मिल चुकी है अपनी अल्टीमेट की वजह से। मार्चेरीज अपना डार्क फॉर्म यूज कर चुके हैं, बट ओह माय गॉडनेस यू डोंट क्या ही सेटअप उसने डाला। उसकी वजह से हारिस को एक किल, हारिस को एक किल, हारिस के साथ नॉइजी ट्राई कर रहे ब्लेड उठा के, बट वो गया किल नेथन एल्बर्ट के हाथ में। एल्बर्ट यहाँ पर काफी अच्छी तरह से स्नोबॉल उठा रहे हैं,
बहुत अच्छी तरीके से, बहुत अच्छी तरीके से शानदार पोजीशन। बात करें यहाँ पे एलिस की खूबसूरत यहाँ पे सेट, उनकी भी अगर तारीफ की जाए तो कम नहीं होगी। पेप्टीजी बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से बोल सकते हैं कि वो सेट दे रहे हैं बैकलेन की तरफ। और अभी देखिए ब्लू की तरफ सीधा निशाना बनाया लिंक का, और यहीं पे दिक्कत आ गई लिंक के साथ। आई थिंक आपको नहीं जाना चाहिए था है, बट सामने अगर आपके काउंटर आपका है वो भी ऐसा वैसा काउंटर नहीं है, बहुत ही बोलेंगे अनोइंग काउंटर है सामने, तो लिंक जाने का इतना ज्यादा फायदा हुआ नहीं। टू बी ऑनेस्ट आप दूसरा हीरो उठाते, लेंस वगैरह उठा रहे तो आपकी थोड़ी चांसेस अच्छे खासे बन सकते थे। लेकिन अभी जल्दी है कुछ भी कहना, क्योंकि गेम जो है जब लेट गेम की तरफ आता हुआ दिखेगा लिंक का जो है यहाँ पे आप बोल सकते कि उनके आइटमाइजेशन यहाँ पे आते हुए दिखेंगे ना, तो स्प्लिट पुश के थ्रू वो जो है वापसी यहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं कर सकते हैं। लेकिन अर्ली गेम वो नोवा ने बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से संभाला हुआ है। इस समय जिस तरीके से वो यहाँ पे खेलते हुए दिख रहे हैं, बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से मैप को कंट्रोल किया हुआ है, विजन को कंट्रोल किया हुआ है। उसके साथ साथ ऑब्जेक्टिव्स की भी बात करें तो उसको भी काफी अच्छी तरीके से मेंटेन किया हुआ है उन्होंने।
डेफिनेटली वो प्रेशर डेफिनेटली काफी अच्छे तरह से आ रहा है टीम नोवा के हाथ से, बट अभी जैसे वो प्रेशर बढ़ती जा रही है, टीम गॉडफादर अभी भी डेफिसिट में है। बस एक किल अभी तक उन्हें मिला है। माना कि उनके पास मिड टू द लेट गेम काफी अच्छा हीरोज है, बट अभी हम मिड गेम आ चुके हैं। यहाँ पर दी एक्सबैक जो है वो काफी गलत जगह पे पकड़े जाते हैं। शियो टॉप लेन पे नॉइजी, उनके लिए पूरी टीम आ चुकी है यार। इसी के साथ टेक्टोनिक साथ नॉइजी के ऊपर 1 HP एंड पूरी की पूरी तरह से चेस हुए एंड ओह माय गुडनेस फ्लिकर राइट ऑन टाइम मारुई के हाथ से। क्या ही खेल रहे हैं टीम नोवा,
बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से यहाँ पे उनकी तरफ से जलवा आता हुआ भाई, बहुत ही कंपोज वे में आज एकदम लॉक इन लग रहे हैं यहाँ पे। एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन उनकी तरफ से कमाल का आप बोल सकते हैं कि फोकस गेम प्ले आता हुआ दिख रहा है। हर समय नजर रखेंगे इस बंदे के ऊपर, कहीं ना कहीं ऑब्जेक्टिव के ऊपर इनका बोल सकते हैं कि फोकस आज लगा हुआ है भाई। कमाल का गेम प्ले आता हुआ दिख रहा है। गॉडफादर्स की तरफ से थोड़ी मुश्किल अभी बढ़ी हुई है, वो वेट कर रहे हैं थोड़ा सा लेट गेम की तरफ। और अभी जो स्पाइक है ना वो थोड़ा सा आप बोल सकते हैं कि मोमेंटम शिफ्ट करता हुआ दिखेगा जब थोड़ा सा लेट गेम की तरफ आएगा। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं नोवा की तरफ से अगर उनका ड्राफ्ट एक बार एनालाइज करे पीछे, वो बहुत बेहतरीन है। उनके पास डीपीएस है, उनके पास आप बोल सकते हैं एवी है, उनके पास बस्ट है, उनके पास स्टन है, उनके पास जो एक टीम को यहाँ पे फंक्शन करने के लिए चाहिए ना वो सब कुछ है। लेकिन दूसरी तरफ बात की जाए गॉडफादर्स, उनके लिए ना विनिंग कंडीशन अभी ये बोल सकते हैं कि बहुत ज्यादा है, आपके पास पॉइंट बहुत ज्यादा है और कहीं ना कहीं वो चीजें ना थोड़ी सी अब आपके ऊपर इफेक्ट लाती हुई दिख रही है। अब टीम के रोटेशन की बात करें जिस तरीके से यहाँ पे आता हुआ दिख रहा है, टॉप लेन की बात करें तो वहां पे भी पूरी तरीके से टावर आपके चले गए, मिड का टावर आपका जा चुका है, जिसके कारण जंगल आपका जो एक्सपेंशन है वो और ज्यादा हो जाएगा। और अब आपके लिंक के लिए यहाँ पे ब्लू बफ इकट्ठा करना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल हो जाएगा, क्योंकि बार बार उनके ब्लू बफ पे यहाँ पे इन्वेड हमें हर बारी आता हुआ दिखेगा। और बिना बफ के यहाँ पे लिंक कितना ज्यादा बोल सकते हैं कि इम्पैक्ट नहीं ला पाता है फाइट से, वो हम लोग को पता है। क्योंकि बफ डिफेंडेड हीरो की सबसे बड़ी वीकनेस ये होती है, अगर उनको बफ ना दिया जाए तो उनका फुल पोटेंशियल कभी आ ही नहीं पाता है।
लॉर्ड आ चुका है इसी के साथ। टीम क्यूई नोवा फुल विनिंग कंडीशन के साथ अपने हाथ। चलिए देखते हैं कैसे जल्द से जल्द एंड कर सकते हैं। एक बात है कि जो हमारे अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन है काफी अच्छा स्नोबॉल उठा चुके हैं फॉर अ YSS टू बी दिस फार्म्ड अप 204 एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ द मैच इज काफी अच्छा है। बट यहाँ पर नॉइजी हर एक बार ट्राई करते हैं, ऑलमोस्ट अपने हाथ में आ जाता है किल, बट कोई ना कोई आ ही जाता है। क्या उधर स्टील होने वाला है? किलिंग फ्री मारो के हाथ में, ये बंद नहीं होती है। मास्टेरी काफी अच्छा सेटअप दे रहे हैं अपने डार्क फॉर्म यूज करते हुए और ट्राई करें अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन को टारगेट करने के लिए, बट 3 रन उसके पीछे एक काफी अच्छा स्टन, बट गॉडफादर्स के हाथ में लॉर्ड एंड वो हुई डेथ। आई थिंक यहाँ पर मस्ट हेरी थोड़ा बहुत टाइम बाय आउट कर रहे थे, काफी अच्छा था एंड इसी के वजह से इवन जो कैरी जो है उन्हें एक आई थिंक करेक्ट भी मिल गया है।
जी बिल्कुल, लेकिन ओवरऑल अगर बात की जाए ना यहाँ पे तो ट्रेड ऑफ यहाँ पे क्यूई नोवा उनकी तरफ से जाता हुआ दिखेगा। और ये देखिए यहाँ पे बहुत ही बढ़िया तरीके से लॉर्ड भी मिला, लेकिन ज्यादा फायदा होगा नहीं उस लॉर्ड का। सिर्फ एक ही टरेट यहाँ पे दिया जाएगा, 2 टरेट बोल सकते हैं आप। और लेकिन वो लॉर्ड लेने के कारण वो प्रेशर थोड़ा सा कम हो गया, अगर ये बोल सकते हैं आप। अगर ये लॉर्ड क्वीन नोवा की तरफ जाता तो बहुत ही ज्यादा भारी नुकसान हो सकता था आपका। लाइक आपकी जितने भी बड़े टेरेट अभी साइड के खड़े हुए दिख रहे हैं ना, वो भी यहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं जाते हुए दिखते हैं। और यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी कोशिश की जा रही है फटाफट ये लॉर्ड लेने की, और यहीं पे मेरे को थोड़ा सा समझ में नहीं आया। आई मीन गॉडफादर की तरफ से नॉइजी, आई डोंट नो व्हाई लिंक की तरफ क्यों गए वो, जब आपको पता है कि आपकी टीम के पास यहाँ पे डिसएडवांटेज रहने वाला है, इडोरा वगैरह रहने वाली है और इन्वेड होने का पोटेंशियल ज्यादा रहेगा। आप दूसरे जंगल की तरफ जा सकते थे, बट इवन और स्क्रिम्स का यही रहता है कि आप प्रैक्टिस ही स्क्रिम्स इसलिए ही करते ताकि आप नई नई चीजें जो है वो ट्राई आउट कर पाए, और उसके थ्रू ही आपको जो है ना काफी चीजें पता लग जाती है स्क्रिम्स के थ्रू। और स्क्रिम्स का मोटिव देखिए जीतना नहीं होता है, मेन मोटिव होता है कि आपका नई चीजें ट्राई करके, और अगर उससे आपने क्या सीखा बेसिकली, तो वो चीजें जो है वर्क रहती है। अगर आप स्क्रीम से जीत के भी उससे कुछ सीख नहीं रहे हो, उससे कुछ नोट्स नहीं ले रहे हो, अपना गेम रिव्यू नहीं कर रहे हो, तो वहां पे आपकी सबसे बड़ी मिस्टेक रहती है और उसके कारण आप कभी ग्रो नहीं कर पाओगे वहां पे। अब दूसरी तरफ देखा जाए तो थोड़ा सा बोल सकते हैं कि बॉटम लिंक की तरफ प्रेशर बनता हुआ दिख रहा है। लिंक को थोड़ा ललचाया जा रहा है कि स्प्लिट पुश की तरफ अगर आते हुए दिखे, और लिंक यहाँ पे जो है थोड़ा सा पीछे हटेंगे। उनको भी पता है कि ये एक चाल हो सकती है, एलिस वहां पे खुद को रिवील कर गया, जिसके कारण वहां से लिंक जो अभी पीछे हटे। अब मैप कंट्रोल की बात की जाए तो बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से टीम क्यूई नोवा इसको कंट्रोल करती हुई दिख रही है। मिनियंस क्लियर आउट नहीं कर रही है, और ये अच्छी बात रहती है जब भी आप लेन फ्रीज करते हैं ना ऐसे समय पे। इससे क्या होता है कि सामने वाले को जो है यहाँ पे जो बोल सकते हैं कि फार्म नहीं मिलता है यार, वो ना थोड़े से इम्पेशेंट हो जाते हैं, और इम्पेशेंट होने के कारण ना वो कहीं ना कहीं एक बोल सकते हैं कि आप गलती कर बैठते हैं, थोड़ा सा गलत डिसीजन लेते हैं, और वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत होता हुआ दिखता है। पीछे से जरूर जाएंगे, पहले फ्लेकर अल्टीमेट का इस्तेमाल किया है, अंदर की तरफ गए, तरह का डैमेज लगेगा जरूर। एलिस का यहाँ पे आएगा कॉम्बो, पीछे से लगेगा डैमेज और पेल्विक मिलेगा एक और किल। एल्बर्ट जाएंगे डबल किल और ट्रिपल, क्या मेनियक मिलेगा? कोशिश पूरी रहने वाली है, अंदर की तरफ गए हैं डैमेज देते हुए जाते हुए, और इसी के साथ मेनियक उठाते हुए जाएंगे। बढ़िया मेनियक क्यूई नोवा की तरफ से इस समय एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन वो अपनी थ्योरी प्रूव करते हुए जा रहे हैं। एल्बेनस्टाइन इज इक्वल टू मेनियक इस समय थ्योरी को जो है प्रूव करते हुए दिख रहे हैं। मिड का टरेट की तरफ जाते हुए दिखेंगे, मार्क करा है, मिड का टरेट निकल चुका है, मिड टरेट अब वो जा चुका है, जाएंगे सीधा लॉर्ड की तरफ, और लॉर्ड अब जो है मिड लेन से आएगा पीछे, तो यानी एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर जो है वो रहने वाला है इस समय गॉडफादर्स के लिए।
डेफिनेटली प्रेशर यहाँ पर बनी रहेगी एंड उसके ऊपर टीम्स को डेफिनेटली एक अच्छा सा देना पड़ेगा। टेम्पेस्ट ऑफ ब्लेड एंड इसी के साथ जो पहले ही नीचे उतरने के पहले ही ले गए मारुई। आई थिंक यहाँ पर टीम बेलेरी को छोड़ना चाहिए था बुश चेक करने के लिए, मे बी मारुई वो बुश में नहीं बैठे रहते, बट बैड लक फॉर नॉइजी। काफी अच्छा ट्राई था उनका स्टील करने का, बट इतना ज्यादा क्राउड कंट्रोल की वजह से उनसे नहीं हो पाया। टेस्काना उनका अभी मेन आइटम बन रहा है, क्या हम आइटमाइजेशन देख सकते हैं? क्योंकि corrosion site should have been the first item and उन्हें अभी मिला है। उनका आइटम्स थोड़ा सा उन्होंने उल्टा ऑर्डर पे लिया है, कोई बात नहीं, ट्रिनिटी बिल्ड बन ही चुका है, उनके साथ बूट्स भी है, वो बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पर। बट इतना ज़्यादा डैमेज है क्यूई नोवा के हाथ पे कि वो इवन दो उनके पास बूट्स है वो नहीं बचा पाएगी। 1-2 सेकंड का थोड़ा प्रेशर बढ़ेगा। कंसील काफी अच्छा कंसील है यहाँ पर। ओ
हम इस तरह जाते हुए देखेंगे और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे अल्टीमेट लगा है 4 और उसके साथ अंदर की तरफ जाते हुए देखेंगे। इसमें टीम का इस्तेमाल किया गया है, अंदर की तरफ गए, डैमेज दिया है। अभी भी जो है दरार होती हुई दिखेगी। लॉर्ड अभी भी मौजूद है बेस की तरफ और फिनिश अप करते हुए दिखेंगे। सीधा क्रिस्टल यहाँ पे छूटेगा और पहला जो बोल सकते हैं आप विक्ट्री वो जाता हुआ जाएगा क्यूइनोवा की तरफ से। कमाल का गेम प्ले आता हुआ और उसी के साथ जो है द गॉडफादर्स, उनको यहाँ पे आप बोल सकते हैं कि खेलने का मौका नहीं मिला। पूरा रूम की तरफ से बहुत ज्यादा उनकी तरफ से प्रेशर था और लाइक वो लास्ट का लिंक पिक ना कहीं आप बोल सकते हैं कि भारी पड़ गया उल्टा उनके ऊपर। अगर आप थोड़े से स्थिति चेंज करते हुए जाते तो शायद आपकी जो स्थिति यहाँ पे चेंज होती हुई दिखती। लेकिन क्योंकि नोवा की तरफ से अगर बात करें, एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन एमवीपी लेते हुए जाएंगे। कमाल का गेम प्ले उनकी तरफ से 11-0-8 ये जो स्कोर है ना काफी बेहतरीन स्कोर आप बोलेंगे। एक बार भी कैजुअलिटी नहीं दिए हैं यहाँ पे।
डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर काफ़ी अच्छे तरह से ग्रॉक ने भी एक अच्छा सा सेटअप दिया है पूरी टीम को। प्लस जो उनका विजन सपोर्ट था वो भी डेफिनेटली अच्छे तरह से उन्होंने दिया। इसी कारण टीम्स को काफ़ी इजी हुआ वहाँ पर जल्द से जल्द डोमिनेट करने को। प्लस कोई भी यहाँ पर एक भी मिस्टेक नहीं करने की वजह से क्यूई नोआ जल्द से जल्द गेम खत्म कर चुकी है ये। बट इट्स जस्ट द फर्स्ट मैच, अभी भी यहाँ पर बाकी है। शिंद्रा, मैं इसके पहले वाला मैच भी देख रही थी, वहाँ पर भी एक मेंबर जो एक प्लेयर थे उन्होंने मेनियक लेके गए। थर्ड सीरीज में भी आके भी हमने वापस से एक मेनियक देखा है। हमें कब सारिस देखने मिलेगा? अभी यहाँ पर एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन काफ़ी ज़्यादा पोटेंशियल दिखाए। सेम फॉर नॉइजी एज वेल। उनका आई फील लाइक थोड़ा सा ड्राफ्ट में, क्योंकि जैसे आपने बोला था कि यूडोरा के आगे लिंक लेना इज पूरा बहुत बहुत सरप्राइजिंग था। एंड हमने देखा क्योंकि इतना ज़्यादा अनोइंग था यूडोरा, ना कि ओनली फॉर लिंक बट पूरी की पूरी टीम को हमने नहीं देखा कैरी से स्नोबॉल पोटेंशियल, ना उनके मेज जूशिन से भी, क्योंकि जूशिन को माना जाता है द बेस्ट मेज इन दिस मेटा, क्योंकि उनका जो पोटेंशियल रहता है काफ़ी अच्छा। बट इतना ज़्यादा मोबिलिटी था क्यूई नोवा में कि वो पूरी स्टैक कर ही नहीं पाए, तो इसी कारण बहुत दिक्कतें आए टीम गॉडफादर्स के लिए। बट सेकेंड मैच क्या वो डिफरेंट कॉम्पोजिशन लेके आएगी या नहीं, देखते हैं।
जी बिल्कुल, और इसी के साथ ना यहाँ पे बोल सकते हैं कि थोड़ा सा अब जो है चेंजेस हमें आता हुआ दिखेगा ड्राफ्ट की तरफ से। अब यहाँ पे पहला मैच जो है क्वीनोवा वो जीतती भी दिखी थी। दूसरे मैच की बात करें तो थोड़े से चेंजेस हमें इस बार आते हुए दिख सकते हैं। गॉडफादर की तरफ से कहीं ना कहीं आप बोल सकते हैं कि वो पिक्स के ऊपर थोड़ा सा आप ड्राफ्ट के ऊपर वर्क करते हुए दिखेंगे। और इस बार जो है ना कहीं लिंक अगर आप पहले उठाएंगे तो आई थिंक इडोरा वगैरह आप बैन कर सकते हैं। तो आप अपने काउंटर्स के ऊपर थोड़ा सा ध्यान दीजिए वहां पे, अगर आप बैन करते हैं पहले तो वो ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा। और चलिए उसी के साथ एटलस यहाँ पे बैन आते हुए दिखेंगे, पहला बैन। दूसरा अगर बात करें मार्शल, सेम बैन आते हुए दिख रहे हैं। अभी तक कोई ऐसा आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स वाला बैन अभी तक नहीं आया है। अभी यहाँ पे बात की जाए पीछे जिस तरीके से पहले टैंक मेटा चल रहा था, अभी रिसेंटली जो असैसिन मेटा हो गया है। और कहीं ना कहीं अब जो है ना गेम पूरी तरीके से चेंज होता हुआ दिख रहा है। सैसन की तरफ जो गेम है वो पूरी तरीके से यहाँ पे आता हुआ दिखा है। और कहीं ना अब बोल सकते हैं कि आप कुछ ऐसे जो पिक्स है, यानी जैसे इडोरा गॉड हो गए, और आप बोल सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे लिंग वगैरह इनके ऊपर थोड़ा सा फोकस ज्यादा करती हुई दिख रही है टीम। पहली बार अगर बात करें तो थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे एटलस के ऊपर भी फोकस ज्यादा बड़ा है पिक करने के लिए। कहीं ना कहीं टीम चाहती है कि एटलस पहले पिक हो, अगर पिक नहीं होते तो बैन कर दिया जाता है। उसी के साथ साथ पकीतो बैन आते हुए दिखेंगे और इस बार इडोरा को बैन किया है यहाँ पे क्वीनोवा की तरफ से आता हुआ।
ये अब काफी इंटरेस्टिंग सा यहाँ बैंस हमें देखने मिला है, क्योंकि नोआ थोड़ा बहुत अलग सा हीरो लेना चाहती है। तो आई फील लाइक यूडोरा इज डेफिनेटली अ गुड वे टू बैन, क्योंकि एनिमीज को क्यों ही देंगे। एंड उनके हाथ पे फर्स्ट पिक होते हुए बेलेरिक लेके आते हैं। एटलस अभी भी ओपन नहीं है, क्योंकि नोआ वो डेफिनेटली 2 स्टेप अहेड यहाँ पर। एंड बैन करते हुए काफ़ी अच्छे तरह से उन्होंने अपने जो ड्राफ्ट है बना रहे हैं। बट गॉडफादर्स इधर क्या लेगी? फर्स्ट गेम जूशिन नहीं काम हुआ एंड शिंद्रा एक बात है कि टीम गॉडफादर्स चूज टू टेक सेकंड पिक इन अ वे सेकंड पिक इज वेरी गुड क्योंकि अभी जैसे हम देख रहे हैं कि क्यूवी नोवा एक हीरो लेती है बट आपके हाथ में 2 हीरो लेने का है बट अभी गॉडफादर्स एक हार खा के बैठे हुए तो यहाँ पर डेफिनेटली दे विल ट्राई टू स्विच इट अप तो स्विच अप में क्या देखने मिलेगा
Welcome to my castle, my
आई थिंक
friend.
थोड़ा सा देखते हैं किस तरीके का जो है वो गेम यहाँ पे आते हुए दिखेंगे। चलिए लिंग की तरफ जाते हुए दिखे इस बार क्यूइनोवा की तरफ से, वहां से जो है लिंग वो आता हुआ दिखेगा। मिडलेन की तरफ बात करें तो काफी अच्छा पिक मैं कहूंगा लूनॉक्स यहाँ पे उठाया गया है। गॉड को इजिली यहाँ पे काउंटर कर सकते हैं। आई मीन उनका जो बस आता है मिस्टिक गस लाइट फॉर्म से इजिली बचते हुए निकल सकते हैं और हील होते हुए बैकलेन को मार करेंगे। तो काफी अच्छी तरीके से पिक की बात करें तो वो हमें आता हुआ दिखेगा। अब यहाँ पे देखिए थोड़ा सा आप बोल सकते हैं कि कुछ जरूरत है इनको जो अच्छा खासा डैमेज सोकअप कर सके। अगर यहाँ पे यूरेनस आते हैं ना तो वो काफी अच्छा खासा रहेगा क्योंकि यूरेनस जो है अभी एक्सपी काफी अच्छी तरीके से चल रहे हैं इस मेटा पे। आप बोल सकते हैं कि पकीतो के बाद एक यूरेनस ऐसे पिक है जो टू 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 आप जो है दूसरे एनिमीज के थ्रू जा सकते हैं, फिर चाहे वो यूजांग हो उनके अगेंस्ट भी आप इजीली यहाँ पे खेल पाएंगे। और काफी अच्छे तरीके से ना बहुत सारी अल्टीमेट जो है वो बेट आउट करवा सकते हैं। बट लेट्स सी वाइसेस आते हुए दिखेंगे टीम गॉडफादर की तरफ से। इस बार थोड़ा सा आप बोल सकते हैं कि चेंजेस मेरे को लग रहे हैं यहाँ पे। आई थिंक थोड़ा सा उल्टा हो गया सीन
थोड़ा सा डेफिनेटली बट क्यूई नोवा लिंग भी प्रैक्टिस करना चाहती है। दिस इज डेफिनेटली इंटरेस्टिंग दैट टू वाईएसएस के अगेंस्ट एंड वाईएसएस ऐसा हीरो माना जाता है कि यू नीड टू आउट फार्म दैट हीरो। तो इसी कारण लास्ट गेम पे अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन के हाथ से वो हमने काफी अच्छी तरह से दिखने मिला आउट प्ले प्लस काफी अच्छा डैमेज की एक ही कारण था कि उनके पास काफी ज्यादा आइटम्स आ चुका था जल्द से जल्द एंड किल स्टैक होते हुए क्यों नहीं उनके हाथ पे आ चुका है। बट गॉडफादर्स आर ट्राइंग समथिंग न्यू व्हिच इज डेफिनेटली गुड। बैंड सेक्शन में देखते हुए मेलिसा आउट ऑफ द वे, फ्रेया आउट ऑफ द वे, तो मतलब मॉस्को के ऊपर यहाँ पर मॉस्को क्यूवी नोवा ले सकती है।
कोशिश यहाँ पे जरूर हो सकती है इसके ऊपर। अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा अब लग तो रहा है कि थोड़ा सा चेंजेस जरूर आता हुआ दिख रहा है, लेकिन चलिए मॉस्को आपने जैसे बोला आते हुए देख सकते हैं और चलिए मॉस्को यहाँ पे उठा लिया जाएगा। तो एसओडी कनेक्ट जो है वो यहाँ पे होता हुआ दिखेगा और काफी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा। अर्ली गेम की बात करें तो मॉस्को इतना आते हुए नहीं दिखेंगे हमको। मिड से लेट गेम की तरफ जब उनके आइटमाइजेशन कंप्लीट होंगे 1 या 2 तब वो वहां पे आते हुए दिखेंगे। लेकिन यहाँ पे भी ना बोल सकते हैं कि मॉस्को का पोजीशन वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रहने वाला है क्योंकि ओवरऑल आप देखेंगे टीम गॉडफादर वो थोड़ी सी खुशी यहाँ पे जरूर है। गॉड यहाँ पे खुशी रहने वाले हैं, उसके साथ साथ आप बात करें यहाँ पे मॉस्को वो भी खुशी रहेंगे। तो लूनॉक्स जो है इजिली मेल्टडाउन कर सकती है अगर वो अपनी एक अच्छी सी पोजीशन बनाते हुए आती हैं। और अगर बोले यहाँ पे कि जो बेलरिक है बेसिकली अगर वो अल्टीमेट वेस्ट करवाती है, यूटिलिटी वगैरह वेस्ट करवाती है तो वहां पे ओ नो ईएक्सपी पे यहाँ पे चले गए हैं। यूरेनस में बात कर रहा था इनकी और क्यूइनोवा बहुत ही अच्छा खासा ड्राफ्ट यहाँ पे लेती हुई जा रही है और मिया प्लस तो आई मीन क्रेजी ड्राफ्ट हो चुका है पीची
डेफिनेटली
लाइक ओके आई थिंक नोवा इज कुकिंग समथिंग भाई। आज लग रहा है ये पूरा भाई एमएससी का पूरा चिट्टा विट्टा बढ़ के आए हैं आज। बहुत ही क्रेजी ड्राफ्ट है यहाँ पे और गॉडफादर की तरफ से भी मैं बोलूंगा बुरा ड्राफ्ट नहीं है बट उनको थोड़ा सा पोजीशन ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा क्योंकि अगर वो लिंक से बच जाते हैं ना तो वो कहीं ना कहीं भी शिकार बन जाएंगे लूनॉक्स का। अगर इन दोनों से भी बच जाते हैं तो मियां पीछे से आके बैकलेन को पूरा खाली करके चली जाएंगी। तो यहाँ पे आपको बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान से खेलना पड़ेगा और किस तरीके से आप यहाँ पे जो चलते हुए जाएंगे वो थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। अब इस बार बात करें ना नॉइजी वो यहाँ पे जाते हुए गए हैं वाइसेस। लेट्स सी किस तरीके का जो गेम है वो आता हुआ दिखेगा। अब लिंक को रोकने के लिए आपके पास कोई ऐसा हार्ड सीसी नहीं है, आपको थोड़ा सा रिलाई करना पड़ेगा। और चलिए यहाँ पे जो है स्टार्ट होता हुआ दिखेगा, गए सीधा वो क्रैप के थ्रू जो है फार्म करते हुए दिखेंगे, लिजार्ड के थ्रू यहाँ पे लिंक जो है वो आते हुए दिखेंगे और कहीं ना कहीं जो रोटेशन है वो बॉटम लेन की तरफ बनता हुआ दिखेगा पीछे।
डेफिनेटली थोड़ा बहुत लेट गेम हीरो जाते हुए हमें डेफिनेटली दिख रहा है, बट वही है कि टीम्स कैसे करेगी, बात बननी पड़ेगी क्योंकि पूरी की पूरी तरह से गेम ओह माय गुडनेस, वेट अ मिनट, ये काफी जल्द से जल्द अर्ली गेम यहाँ पर है, बट मिड लेन पे भी आई थिंक यहाँ पर एक किल आ सकता है। एस्मेराल्डा काफी अग्रेसिव एंड उनके पास सस्टेन है तो उसी कारण है, बट मरोई के आगे इतना सस्टेन आई डोंट थिंक वो पॉसिबल होने वाला है।
ऑफ कोर्स, और यहाँ पे देखिए जिस तरीके से गेम आता हुआ दिखेगा। और दूसरी साइड बात करें लिंग, ओके इस बार एल्बर्ट नहीं खेल रहे, लिंग जंगलर चेंज हुआ आई थिंक।
ओह yeah, this is definitely interesting. I mean, definitely दोनों साइड को दोनों फार्म चाहिए होगा एज इन लाइक द प्रैक्टिस, सो हमें वही देखने मिल रहा है। बट गॉडफादर्स के हाथ पे यहाँ पर फर्स्ट किल। ओ शियो थोड़ा बहुत अभी उन्हें संभल के खेलना पड़ेगा, प्लस अगर डुअल फार्म करते हैं जल्द से जल्द तो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी रियली गुड।
एग्जैक्टली। और एक्सपी की बात करें तो मैं यही बोल रहा था कि फायदा रहता है यहाँ पे यूरेनस लेने का इस समय एक्सपी पे, और जितना ज्यादा आप डैमेज देंगे उनको इजीली हील हो जाएंगे फाइट से जैसी दूर जाएंगे, तो आप लगातार कुछ कर नहीं सकते। और देखिए पीछे डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा, लूनों से काफी ज्यादा डैमेज आता हुआ दिखा है, लेकिन यहाँ पे हील करते हुए जाएंगे जरूर, क्या बच पाएंगे जी, बिल्कुल गॉड का पीछे से सपोर्ट आएगा और उसी के साथ किल मिलेगा। जीदी बे खून की तरफ से कमाल का डैमेज आया, कमाल का सपोर्ट और वो सन दिया जिसके कारण बार बार बची एस्मेराल्डा और एक किल मिलेगा जरूर। गॉडफादर इस बार उनकी स्थिति काफी अच्छी पिछले टाइम से, लेकिन चर्चल उनके हाथ से जाता हुआ दिखेगा, ले बढ़िया तरीके से वो चर्चल चुराए अपनी टीम के लिए। बोल सकते हैं कि एक ओपनिंग यहाँ पे गॉडफादर की तरफ से जो हुई थी उसको बराबर करते हुए गए हैं वो टर्टल के साथ।
That is definitely true. चलिए देखते हैं टीम्स इधर कैसे ट्राई करेगी, क्योंकि टोटल एंड काफी ज्यादा डैमेज मॉस्को को और मारुई फ्लिकर और रूबी रीडी डैमेज यहाँ पर एंड इजीली 1 किल। यहाँ पर कोई भी नहीं बचा सकता था
ये, और मैं यही बात कर रहा था पीछे जब मैंने बोला था कि आप एक से बचेंगे, दूसरे से कैसे बचेंगे, दूसरा आपकी तरफ जाएगा। और अभी तो शुरुआत है ये, मिया का जब डैमेज आने लगेगा ना तो वो अल्टीमेट मार के आएंगे पीछे से बैकलेन की तरफ और सीधा गायब जब उनकी तरफ से वो डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा आपको। और ये देखिए यहाँ पे गए हैं ब्लू की तरफ, कोशिश रहेगी प्लेट ऑफ टेम्पेस्ट का इस्तेमाल किया, लेकिन एचपी बहुत कम है जिसके कारण वो तारा चाहे होंगे यहाँ पे, और दिक्कत आती हुई दिखी है जरूर। अंदर की तरफ गए, ब्रिलियंस का इस्तेमाल किया है, डैमेज आएगा और यहाँ पे आउटपुट बढ़िया तरीके से निकाला है, डबल किल मिलेगा जरूर। और गॉडफादर की तरफ से कोशिश रहने वाली है, लेकिन एक और किल मरोई की तरफ से, अच्छा खासा स्नोबॉल उनकी तरफ से आता हुआ इस समय मरोई के लिए। अर्ली गेम किल्स बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट, और उसी के साथ 2 किल अपनी झोली में लेते हुए गए हैं वो। अब बात करें ना, वो डैमेज उनकी तरफ से और ज्यादा पॉप अप होने लगेगा और मिया आएंगी जरूर। स्किल का इस्तेमाल किया है, फ्लिकर बेट आउट करवाया जाएगा, पीछे हटे हैं और वहां पे लिंक लेनो टेम्पर्स का इस्तेमाल किया था, लेकिन तानाशाही हुए जिसके कारण वो किल उनकी तरफ से जाता हुआ गया है। आइस एट्रीब्यूशन लिया है उन्होंने। अब दूसरी साइड की बात करें, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा फार्म करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। अब मॉस्को की बात करें तो वो अर्ली गेम पे अभी तो कुछ करेंगे नहीं, लेट गेम पे ही उनका डैमेज वगैरह आएगा मिड से लेट गेम की तरफ। और डैमेज आने के बावजूद भी ना आई मीन या तो आपको टीम फाइट उस समय पे ज्वाइन करनी पड़ेगी जब मोस्ट ऑफ द यूटिलिटी यहाँ पे यूज हो जाएगी टीम क्यू इनोवा की तरफ से, तब आप जाके जो है वो टीम फाइट ले सकते हैं। लेकिन आप जिस तरीके का ड्राफ्ट यहाँ पे देखेंगे ना क्यू इनोवा की तरफ से, वो काफी ज्यादा अनॉय ड्राफ्ट है कि बेलरिक वहां पे मौजूदा रहेंगे सारा डैमेज सुकअप करने के लिए। उनकी तरफ से अल्टीमेट जो आएगा वो टॉन्ट जो है लगातार वो कहीं ना कहीं दिक्कत बनता हुआ दिखेगा। और दूसरी साइड की बात करें तो डैमेज उनकी तरफ से ना बहुत ज्यादा है, और एक डैमेज से आप बचेंगे, दूसरी तरफ से फिर दूसरा जो डैमेज है वो रेडी रहेगा आपको पिक ऑफ करने के लिए। देखिए पीछे की तरफ जाएंगे, प्लेयर का इस्तेमाल किया और यहाँ पे फिनिश ऑफ कर दिया गया। मरो की तरफ से कमाल का गेम प्ले आता हुआ इस समय और अपनी टीम के लिए कमाल का वो खेल निकालते हुए दिखे, और यहाँ पे टॉन्ट लगेगा जरूर, कोशिश की जाएगी रोकने की। अंदर की तरफ गए, टेक्टोनिक चार्ज एयरबॉर्न मिलेगा, लेकिन यहाँ पे फायदा नहीं होने वाला है। उसके साथ वो फिनिश ऑफ होते हुए दिखे, और उसी के साथ यहाँ पे वाइसेस को पीछे धकेला गया है। ब्लू बफ लिया जाएगा लिंक, और यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी पकड़ जो है वो ढीली होती हुई एम गॉडफादर थोड़ा पिछली जैसा हाल होता हुआ जा रहा है। ग्रिप जो है उनके हाथ से धीरे धीरे अब फिसलती हुई जा रही है। मैच की कमान बात करें इकोनॉमी की तो यहाँ पे काफी अच्छा खासा बोल सकते हैं कि एक डिफरेंस वो हमें आता हुआ दिख रहा है। और 2K का फार्म डिफरेंस यहाँ पे आ चुका है। और इसी के साथ साथ आइटमाइजेशन के ऊपर नजर डालेंगे एक बार। बजिंग फ्री बन चुका है लिंक का, जिसके कारण अब उनका जो है बोल सकते हैं कि आप टू डैमेज जो है वो भी ट्रिगर होने लगेगा। उसके साथ साथ क्रिटिकल डैमेज तो वो लगेगा ही लगेगा। अब मिया की बात करेंगे, यहाँ पे उनका भी बजिंग फ्री बन जाएगा तो लाइक वो डैमेज और ज्यादा चुभने लगेगा। 3 आइटम जैसे कंप्लीट होंगे ना मिया के, तो उनका भी अब डैमेज आने लगेगा, दिक्कत होती हुई दिखेगी। लेकिन मीच मरोई क्या ही डैमेज दिया है यहाँ पे नॉइजी। उनको ओनली 10 HP पे छोड़ा है। कोशिश कर रहे हैं लिंक, कोशिश करना चाहते हैं मार्क करने के लिए, अंदर जाना चाहते हैं, लेकिन अभी थोड़ा पीछे हटे हैं, जल्दबाजी नहीं करना चाहते। ये अच्छी अप्रोच और अच्छा खासा डिसिप्लिन, ग्रीडी नहीं हुए वहां पे। चाहते तो जा सकते थे, लेकिन उनको पता था कि अगर जाएंगे अंदर तो एक किल के लिए पूरी टीम गवा सकते हैं।
That is not a good decision.
ओ मिया
अनस्टॉपेबल मारुई के हाथ पे एंड डबल किल पकड़ लो। क्या यहाँ पर नॉइजी किल ले सकते हैं, बट उनको भी पता है कि इतना ज्यादा डैमेज है मारुई के हाथ में कि वो किल के लिए नहीं खेल रहे हैं। गॉडफादर्स अभी जैसे चिंता ने बोला है उनके हाथ से ग्रिप चला गया है, उनके हाथ से बड़े 1 मिनट एस्मेराल्डा, क्या ही इनिशिएशन उधर मिला उनके हाथ पे। अभी चलिए हम देखते हैं गॉडफादर्स, अभी थोड़ा सा ओपनिंग आया है उनके हाथ पे एक लास्ट टर्टल लेने का, बट वही बात है कि टीम ग्रॉक जो है उन्हें वो अंदर जाने को नहीं दे रहे। रिवर एरिया कंट्रोल यहाँ पर बढ़ाते हुए मास्क हेरी विल बी द फर्स्ट वन अंदर घुसते हुए। क्या यहाँ पर नॉइजी को वो चांस दिया जाएगा, क्योंकि बेलेरिक और यूरेनस अभी भी खड़े हुए स्ट्रॉन्ग फ्रंट लेनर्स एंड इसी के साथ एक अच्छा सा एंगेज करते हुए नॉइजी बाल नहीं बच चुके एंड इसी के साथ 1 मिनट एस्मेराल्डा, क्या ही चांस था। 2 का डैमेज यहाँ पर आ रहा है, यदि यहाँ पर उनके किल मिलता है तो दैट इज गोइंग टू डेफिनेटली बूस्ट द चांस ऑफ हर गेटिंग दैट स्नोबॉल। क्यों ही नोआ के हाथ पे स्नोबॉल आ चुका है, बट 1 मिनट सेटन गलत जगह पे कॉल मारते हुए पूरी की पूरी टीम पूरी अच्छे तरह से अंदर घुस के पूरी के अच्छे तरह से उनको एक किल लेना था।
जी बिल्कुल, पिछले बार गॉडफादर लाइक जिस तरीके डेब्यू की थी अपना, जिस तड़कते भड़कते के साथ, आज उनको अच्छे टफ अपोनेंट्स यहाँ पे मिले। थोड़ा सा उनको पता लगेगा कि पानी में दोस्त मछलियां तो बहुत है, समुद्र बहुत बड़ा है। और ये थोड़ा सा बोलते हैं ना कि आत्मविश्वास वो थोड़ा सा जरूर यहाँ पे घटेगा, लेकिन उसी के साथ कोशिश कम बैक करने की, क्या वापसी होगी, 1 किल मिलेगा जी बिल्कुल। मिया को धराशायी किया गया, मिस्टिकस का इस्तेमाल कोशिश की जा रही है, लेकिन सस्टेन करते हुए अभी भी बचे हुए हैं और उनकी तरफ से आएगा जरूर, लेकिन डीजेबेक बढ़िया डैमेज उनकी तरफ से आया। फाइनली 2 किल यहाँ पे मिले, शट डाउन दिया जाएगा। गॉडफादर्स उनकी तरफ से कम बैक क्या यहाँ पे आता हुआ हमें दिखने वाला है। कोशिश पूरी करेंगे मिया और बोल सकते हैं आप यहाँ पे एक्सपी यानी कि यूरेनस, उनका जो किल लिया है कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा एक विंडो जो है आपके लिए ओपन कर देता है। और मॉस्को उनका जो डैमेज है वो थोड़ा सा आने के लिए प्रभावी जरूर होगा। फ्लिकर के साथ गए और फ्लिकर के साथ ना थोड़ा सा आप बोल सकते हैं कि अर्ली गेम में डैमेज कम रहता है आपका, बहुत पीछे रह के खेलना पड़ता है आपको संभलते हुए। और उसी के साथ जब आपका वो डैमेज आता है तो बोल सकते एक साथ नहीं आता है। और आई थिंक यहाँ पे एक बार आइटमाइजेशन की तरफ नजर डालना चाहेंगे, पीछे देखना चाहेंगे कि आइटमाइजेशन क्या बनते हुए हमें दिख रहे हैं। और चलिए यहाँ पे ओके क्रूजन साइड के साथ गए, टेनेटेबल के साथ मॉस्को जाते हुए हमें दिखने वाले हैं। अब थोड़ी सी स्थिति जो है ना काफी ज्यादा आप बोल सकते हैं कंट्रोल में रहने वाली है। अब जो टीम्स है वो बेसिकली मैप कंट्रोल के लिए यहाँ पे लड़ती हुई दिखी, जो स्ट्रक्चर है उनके लिए लड़ती हुई दिखेगी। और कहीं ना कहीं कैम्बुश होने के चांसेस बन सकते हैं, लेकिन लॉर्ड के लिए भी टीम गई है और इजीली यहाँ पे जो लॉर्ड है वो ले लिया गया है।
मच नीडेड एंड इसी के साथ टीम और रोकना चाहती है। गॉडफादर के हाथ पे बार बार यहाँ पर उनको मिल रहा है, बट उनके साथ साथ उनके हाथ से जो पूरी पॉसिबिलिटी है वो कमबैक की वो भी जा रहा है। इसी के साथ टेस्खानो जो है उनको काफ़ी ज़्यादा अगर यहाँ पर डैमेज दी जाएगी, एक स्नोबॉल दी जाएगी, तो गॉडफादर्स के पास अभी भी चांस है, बट वो नहीं आ रहा है। वो जो स्नोबॉल जो हम देखना चाहते हैं वो अभी तक नहीं आ रहा है, तो थोड़ा सा वेट करना पड़ेगा हमें।
तो बिल्कुल मिया का एडमिशन ना बहुत अच्छे खासा हो गया, उनकी तरफ से वो डैमेज जो आ रहा है वो काबिल तारीफ डैमेज आता हुआ दिख रहा है। एक अच्छी फाइट यहाँ पे होती हुई देखिए, एक अच्छी पोजीशन मिया की तरफ से अगर आती है ना, आप बैकलेन को टारगेट करते हैं तो सीधा गायब हो जाएंगे स्लॉट के साथ। वो मौका जरूर बनता हुआ दिख सकता है और कोशिश यही यहाँ पे आती हुई दिखेगी। हॉट के ऊपर प्रहार जरूर करते हुए गए हैं। डीएचएस फाइनली यहाँ पे मॉस्को का आएगा, जिसके कारण आप बोल सकते हैं कि एक डैमेज जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं आप पोक होने लगेगा टैंक्स के ऊपर। कोशिश गई है, जरूर अंदर की तरफ गए हैं, ब्रिलियंस का इस्तेमाल किया है, बैकलेन को टारगेट किया जाएगा, मिया उसी के साथ डैमेज देते हुए दिखेंगे और यहाँ पे कोशिश की जा रही है। वॉल की तरफ से गए हैं, लॉर्ड अभी भी मौजूदा है और मिया की तरफ से डैमेज आता हुआ दिखेगा। बहुत ज्यादा डैमेज अच्छा खासा दिया है, एस्मराल्डा को मेल्ट डाउन कर दिया है। उसी के साथ यहाँ पे दारशाही हो चुके हैं और अभी भी जो है लगातार अंदर की तरफ डैमेज देते हुए दिखे हैं। मॉस को जाएंगे, उनको फिनिश ऑफ कर दिया जाएगा। किलिंग स्प्री, लॉर्ड अभी भी मौजूदा है। नेक्स्ट मिनन यहाँ पे रहेंगे बेस की तरफ, बेस को यहाँ पे टारगेट किया गया है। क्रिस्टल फिर दोबारा टूटेगा और उसी के साथ कमाल का गेम प्ले आता हुआ क्यू इनोवा इस मैच को भी जीतेंगी। उसी के साथ ये पारी जो है वो खत्म करी उन्होंने 2-0 के साथ। और कमाल का डोमिनेशन, कमाल का ड्राफ्ट मैं कहूंगा, काबिल तारीफ ये ड्राफ्ट था। लेकिन यहाँ पे ओवरऑल बात की जाए तो मरोई उनकी तरफ से वो कमाल का गेम प्ले।
ओ डेफिनेटली उन्होंने अब मिड लेन का जो कंट्रोल था काफी अच्छे तरह से अपने हाथ पे रखा, पूरी टीम को अच्छे तरह से सेटअप भी दी एंड उसी कारण उनको एमवीपी मिला, स्टैक्स भी मिला, प्लस एक अच्छा सा शाइन मौका भी मिला शाइन करने को। बट लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट यहाँ पर शियो ने भी डिस्पाइट बीइंग द फर्स्ट ब्लड काफी अच्छे तरह से खेला। उनको फर्स्ट ब्लड होने के कारण पता चल गया है कि कैसे स्लो डाउन होने का है, फार्म अप करने का है। डुअल लेन फार्मिंग किए थे बट टेस्कानो के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, उन्हें वो चांस ही नहीं मिला। मारुई के हाथ पे इतना ज्यादा किल्स, इतना ज्यादा डैमेज बढ़ गया कि टर्रेट के अंदर घुस घुस के मारते हुए इट वाज जस्ट नॉट इट।
तो बिल्कुल, और इसी के साथ ये जो मैचेस है ना भाई वो कमाल के। आई थिंक आखिरी मैच था यहाँ पे पीछे, ये जो आज का मैच हुआ था बेसिकली, और कमाल का गेम प्ले रहा टीम गॉडफादर की तरफ से। आप बोल सकते हैं थोड़े स्ट्रगल आज रहे और आज ना बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स रहेंगे जरूर जो है वो जाती हुई दिख सकती है हमको। अपने साथ लेके जाएंगे जरूर आज। इस पॉइंट्स के ऊपर अगर काम करके दिखेंगे ना, वर्क करेंगे, तो आई होप कि वो जो है नेक्स्ट गेम में हमें जो इम्प्रूवमेंट वो जरूर आती हुई दिखेगी उनकी तरफ से।
डेफिनेटली अभी हमारे अलगाम्बो ई-स्पोर्ट्स ने 5 डेज अ वीक स्क्रिम्स खोल चुके हैं। तो नेक्स्ट स्क्रिम्स का अगर आपको रजिस्टर करना है तो डेफिनेटली आइए, इन वेबसाइट में जाके चेक कीजिए, डिस्कॉर्ड आ जाइए, वहाँ पे पूरी पूरी स्टेप्स रहेगी। एंड इसी के साथ आई थिंक इट इज़ अ ब्रेक।
जी बिल्कुल, देखेंगे और जाएंगे आप सभी से अलविदा लेते हुए दोस्तों। और आपको भी पता है कि रजिस्टर वगैरह करना है, लिंक्स वगैरह आपको जो है डिस्क्रिप्शन पे मिलेंगे। ज्वाइन कर लीजिए सारे सोशल हैंडल्स में, ऐसे ही आपको मिलेंगे मैच पे कास्टिंग करने के लिए। मैं था कास्टर शिनरा, मेरे साथ कास्टिंग कर रही थी पीची। लेंगे आज के लिए आप सभी से विदा और टाटा बाय बाय, मिलते हैं आपको नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम में नेक्स्ट स्क्रीम्स पे।